All right, good evening, builders. The much delayed finally getting around to our 6 Ages 2 Lights Going Out playthrough. First of all, I want to say, don't worry if you have not watched the first playthrough or you don't know King of Dragon Pass. This is a standalone game. It'll still make sense to you. If you are somebody who's a fan of those two things, though, I think you're going to get a lot out of this. 6 Ages, and well, let me start from the beginning. A long time ago, there was an amazing game called King of Dragon Pass. It is an amazing game that you should definitely play. The concept of it and its prequel, 6 Ages, Ride Like the Wind, and the sequel to the prequel, 6 Ages 2, Light Going Out, is we are playing a kind of the spirit of a clan. It's very much a role-playing game first and a management game second. This game really demands that you leave behind your modern sensibilities and you really think like the people that you're playing. The gods are real. The gods might still walk among us. Time is more of a suggestion than a law. You could reenact things that the gods did and you could change the outcomes. And by doing that, you can change your present. It's a very interesting game. There's not a lot of games that are even remotely like this series. It's very cool. It takes place in the lore of Glorantha, which is from RuneQuest, I believe. Again, you don't really need to have played those things to know anything. This is set in a fantasy, I would say kind of a low-ish fantasy Bronze Age. So Bronze Age is something that we don't really see a lot in fantasy. Usually it's medieval, like high medieval, early medieval, Iron Age type stuff. So it's relatively unique that we have like a kind of Bronze Age game. Very cool. It's made by A Sharp, makers of the original King of Dragon Pass. And one of the cool things about this one is, I'm not going to show it because it's going to show a bunch of my computer files, but I was able to link up our save file from 6 Ages 1. So we will be continuing. We are going to be the ancestors of the Builder clan. Or no, we are going to be the progeny of the Builder clan. The Builder clan was our ancestors. So it's going to be kind of cool. It'll be interesting to see how much interconnectivity there are between the two. You don't have to have that. Again, this is a completely standalone game. I don't know why you would start here and not on at least 6 Ages 1, but you totally could. You totally could. Hey, Andrew and Broad and Says Bio, how's it going? I remember when you were playing this last year. Yeah, was it last summer or the summer before? I want to say maybe it was the summer before. I don't know. It's all blurring together here. So we were talking an early age Dom. Yeah, it'd be early age if we were in Dom, I suppose. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of interesting. I don't know how to approach it. I think what I'll do is we're going to play the continuation of our clan, and whenever I come across something that I realize is connected to the first game, maybe we'll talk about it for a second. This is a very narrative-driven game. I think if this is a game that looks interesting to you, you're not going to be able to find a lot of games that are similar. You'll know relatively quickly if it's going to be a game for you, though. Just like Dominions, just like Shadow Empire, this is definitely a niche type title. Let's go ahead and just hop in. I think that's the best way to do things. As always, I will kind of tutorialize and explain quite a bit at the beginning, and then as we go, I'm going to do that less and less, but I'm always happy to answer questions if you have some. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to have to answer questions about our past and our history. So you can see here, these are the games. 6 Ages, Lights Going Out is what we are playing. Or excuse me, these are our saves. So I have my Ride Like the Wind save here from what we were playing. During the turbulent Gods War, there are opportunities for humans to change the world forever. So we are going to be playing on Lights Going Out as the second of the two. And no, I'm gonna let them explain things. So we're in a new game. The art in this game, by the way, is absolutely amazing. I don't know specifically about this one, but in the previous one, I had one of the artists was commenting on a few of the videos that for their part of the art, it was all actual like ink drawings, ink art. I believe there was also some watercolor ones, and then some of which were made digitally to look like the art style. But it's very unique, and it really, I don't know, for me, it really builds the atmosphere. Your story begins not long after the gods made people. The Golden Age was a time of harmony, ruled by the sun god Yelm and his appointees. Your clan traces its ancestry back to these times. Which of the gods did they favor? So, all the humans in this game originally were kind of one people, and through this history, we're going to find out that they have split apart. We have in King of Dragon Pass, I believe you're a ram. You're the ram people. In Ride Like the Wind, we were a horse tribe, but we intermingled with rams. That was kind of like the big reveal ending there. There's also the wheel people. We are the three main, like, I guess you'd call those like the overarching tribes. Horse people ride horses. The wheel people use chariots. And the ram people, we don't technically use rams. I don't know why exactly we're called the rams, but we're rams. So, which gods did we favor? So the questions we're going to answer here are going to change our starting situation. They might change our magic. They might change our clan members. They might give us a god or a building or something like that. So we could have worshipped Emperor Yelm, shining above the Golden Empire. So this was the sun god at the time. Or Ernalda, the great Earth Mother, whose bounty made sure no one was ever hungry. So, for example, Ernalda is, well, she's an Earth Mother. This is going to be crops. This would be like a harvest goddess. What are we feeling today? Let's go Yelm this time. I think we went Ernalda last time. Maybe we've drifted a little bit since. We built a shrine to the sun. Later, we made sure to have one wherever we lived. The Golden Age ended when the storm god Umath forced his way into the world through a flaw in the sky dome. Constantly moving and violent, he rebelled against Yelm. Yelm's celestial sons responded, sending Umath crashing to his death in the far north. The other gods fought as well. As instability spread, humans became more dependent for survival on the gods. In turn, humans helped the gods. Which famous event of the gods did your ancestors support? So, we might have been involved in the milk gift of Ernalda, the cow mother. This would be like a blessing for our cattle. The Battle of Ankashar, where the Shining Ermal saw through the stratagems of the Changer. 17 Banner Camp, when the wise Lenkwar Mai advised the Emperor how to ally the Bird Riders. When Busiarin engraved the first ledger tracking the planets in motion. When Chelana Arroy first sang the Bone Mending Ballad. The grain contest of Urkunus, where the barley goddess Pela prevailed over millet and bezel. Those are different types of grains. The Brass Bazaar, where Isaris acted as broker between Nida Mountain and Gurnit's Garden. When the Weris Mur joined us as citizens. That's an interesting thing. I wonder if this might be from our previous save. That was an event I'm pretty sure we did. So again, we get to choose what was the event that the god, like the big, like mythological happening that we were involved with. By the way, if anyone has anything they're interested in or wants an explanation or has a vote, I am open for most of these. I won't say all. I do have a couple that I'm more interested in than others. For this one, cattle are very, very important. We're not nomads, but we are very closely tied in with our cattle. We can use them as food. We also use them as money. So that's a pretty important one. We can also get all these blessings in game. We're just kind of picking our starting situation. This will also kind of affect our clan members because obviously, like, you know, if you were at, I was there, Gandalf, your family would make that a big deal. So pretty important choices, even if they're not permanent, if that makes any sense. Pela is also pretty useful. Yeah, another grain one. Pretty good. Hey, Edward, how's it going, man? And Mr. Shadier, good to see you back. Had RuneQuest RPG in the late 70s as a PC game of that. This is in the same world as RuneQuest, yes. It's not the same game from that, but it's the same world lore-wise. been riding Garnet Garden. Okay, yeah, let's do the milk gift. We've really concentrated on our cattle. We had this horrible nightmare last time where we lost the game because we were too poor. I'm glad that didn't happen. So we'll probably go with the milk mother here. Ever since, men and women of your clan have been gifted with a knack for animals. This is just a nice, powerful bonus. Cattle are super important to our way of life. Uma's son, Orlanth. Now, Orlanth, he is one of the ram gods. So in King of Dragon Pass, you're playing as a ram. I think your ram's in that. He is like their main god. We hate him though, because as we're gonna see, Uma's son Orlanth challenged Emperor Yelm's stale rule. Armed with the new power of death, he slew Yelm, sending his light to the underworld. When the suns fell from the sky, the empire fell apart. Smaller suns lit the world in Yelm's place. Darkness, storm, water gods threatened. And Naxil, the sailor, refounded the empire after it was flooded. Okay, so I think again, normally you have kind of some choices here. I think this is carrying over from our previous save file. Many more gods died as the gods' war worsened. Hyalor of Nimarath found the crippled spirit who had once been the winged, fanged hippogriff. He saved her from death and made an alliance. Hathor gave her a new name, Gamari, and she allowed him to ride. So he was the first of the riders. And he also kind of like invented horses. Halor returned to your ancestors with this secret. They became the first riders. And I believe over here, this is a troll. Trolls are chaos creatures, creatures of darkness, and they're ever hungry. They forever and ever never can be satisfied. So he ripped the wings off the hippogriff and was eating them. Storm and cold continued their conquest. A great sheet of ice crushed the empire's northmost city despite its volcano god. Dude, how amazing of a couple sentences is that? A great sheet of ice crushed the empire's northmost city despite its volcano gods. God, that just gets the creativity flowing, doesn't it? It ground relentlessly south. The emperor built an immense dome to hide under. Rather than cower inside, the citizens of Nivara chose to move away from the glacier. Your ancestors had trained horses for riding. Others drove chariots. Everyone left the city forever and made a new home in the south. Yeah, the emperor like built a magic golden dome, and I think he might still be under the glacier, if memory serves. We do not know. Okay, this is definitely from Ride Like the Wind. Your clan grew and prospered, dividing and migrating until coming up against the Orlanth worshippers. So, Hyalinth is our boy, Orlanth not our boy. Meanwhile, the gods continued to fight, and the world grew colder and darker. Your hero, Beren, fell for Redalda, a descendant of Orlanth. So he was a descendant of Hyalor, and she was a descendant of, I just lost the name, Orlanth. A horse and a ram, a forbidden love. It was a very, very hard ending. After convincing both clans to allow their marriage, Beren and Redalda celebrated their union by riding to the other side. The other side is like the god realm. So like, remember, you can travel to the god realm. Just like in like Greek myth, you could go to Hades, we can go to the god realm. You gained the powers of Storm, Redalda's people learned to ride. So we are very unique. We are kind of a merger of the two different peoples. Very, very unique. That would normally never happen. Like this is a forbidden love. There's like a Disney cartoon level stuff going on here. Many of your former kin considered you traitors. Your own folk found it confusing to worship the Earth Goddess under the name Ernalda instead of her rider name, Nyalda. So just like Roman and Greek myth, you often have a god of like harvest, and it'll be Ernalda for one group, and it will be Nyalda for a different group. So that can be a little bit confusing, but just think harvest goddess, and you kind of got it. Renalda appeased the ancestral spirits of her husband's clan by pledging to always uphold the rider virtue of... All right, what do we want? I think last time we did lusty feasting, and I'm kind of partial, I won't lie. So we could choose which rider value is our most valuable. Ferocity, forward movement, finding the truth, avoid trading, or no, avid trading, or lusty feasting. Now, each of these are going to do something in game. One thing that's kind of interesting about this game, it never tells you this is going to give you a +1 to strength rolls. Like, it's never going to tell you that. You have to use context clues to figure out what things are going to do. So Shadier likes ferocity, Broad likes forward movement, and you have to really think, like, what could forward movement be, like, symbolically? To me, that means something like making changes. Remember, we're a very, very traditional people. It's very, very hard for us to make changes like this. And so in a time of great strife, like the lights go out, maybe forward movement would be something good. Or the truth, why are the lights going out? Could be pretty good. Couple votes for 4, avid trading. I do like money. We did pick the cow blessing, so we don't have a trade blessing yet. I'm pretty sure lusty feasting is gonna be Diplo. And we did a big Diplo game last time. That was kind of our theme for that one. People really seem to like avid trading. All right, I'm not against that. All right, maybe we've gotten into the trade game. Your ancestor said that we had gotten a good bargain when Redalda married into the clan. I don't know, man. She was worth like 200 cows. Is your girl worth 200 cows? Beren and Redalda lived longer than most. Remember, they're like demigods, essentially, on the human side of that equation. But like Beren was like a magic child. So, and I'm pretty sure she was too. So like, these are like superhuman type people who are our ancestors now. And these are characters we had in the last game. I just want to keep re-emphasizing that. Beren and Redalda lived longer than most and assumed the rule of her tribe, now known as the Beren Etheli. As the height of their power, King Beren and Queen Redalda built a fortress where your clan still lives. Oh, we have a fortress? Interesting. Mighty Berenstead. Conquered dwarves fashioned its walls. We conquered the dwarves? That's pretty cool. They installed wards to protect Bernstad against the foe chosen by Redalda. Which foe did she select? Very interesting here. So in the last one, we went up against... What was she? The Snake Queen? She was a chaos goddess. That was our arch enemy. Very interesting that we do not have the option to ward against chaos. Okay, well, in the first game, we didn't have very many problems with dwarves. Dwarves are weird. They're not born. They're just like made out of the earth. And they actually have like technology, like robot, like golem things. They're very weird in this world. I don't think that they're, I mean, we conquered them. Obviously, we don't need to have them build wards. Floods and earthquakes. We conquered the flood dragon last game. So I don't think we're too worried about that. Rival storm worshippers. So this would be other rams. Or lengthy people. Maybe. Sun worshippers. That would be our horse tribes. Or trolls. If the game's called Lights Go Out, trolls in this game are very averse to sunlight. And if the lights go out, I have a feeling we might have a lot of troll problems. I'm leaning towards 5. Let me see what other people are saying. Cows hate trolls. Cows do hate trolls because trolls like to eat them. Lusty feasting sounds like a German beer commercial. That's like our the Babel brand craft beer Fat Goat. Beware the bonk. Yeah, I think I'm gonna command decision / go with Jesse Daniels. I think we're doing trolls. Just again, I'm using my knowledge. I don't actually know any spoilers about this game, but I'm just using my knowledge of the world. Darkness equals chaos. Darkness equals trolls. I hate trolls. I think we're gonna go ahead and troll it up. Floods are still our ancestral enemies. That is true. Floods were it, but we conquered them last time. So I'm just gonna go with a little bit of RP on that we conquered the floods because we beat the Earth Dragon, I think twice or the Flood Dragon twice last time. Learn from history, it's best not to engage trolls. Well, that's right, that's why we're gonna build wards against them. The builders called attention to the stout iron patterns, but they warned that with chaos loose in the world, even the best wards might sometimes fail. The Storm Age slowly slipped into the great darkness. Treachery, betrayal, and emptiness re-entered the world and tried to destroy it. The worst chaos gods, the unholy trio, gave birth to the Wakboth, Lord of Chaos. His chaos army marched from the north. Beren and Redalda rode to face it, joining Orlanthi heroes from other tribes. Okay, so that's a little interesting. I thought she had joined our tribe. So we are actually mostly rams. We are storm people, it sounds like, with just a little bit of rider influence, Hylor influence here. That's interesting. I thought we were gonna stick with the horse one. Very interesting. I wonder, sadly, I don't think they're gonna make a third game. I was really hoping we would get one where we got to play as wheel people. If it ends up being useful, you're a genius. If it's pointless, you're a fool. Yep, that's pretty much how being a YouTuber works. Okay, how did we choose to fight against the Chaos Army? Cautiously, with Berserk Fury, with Guile, with Magic. It was Redalda, as always, who chose. Oh, is he henpecked? Last time we did Diplo and Magic. And I really like the Magic. Magic just gives you a lot of versatility. We'll see the mechanics shortly, but we can basically spend Magic points every year to kind of buff whatever we want. I like that a lot, and that is kind of a nice callback to our clan of the past. You like the wheel? Well, I don't know if I like the wheel people. That's what I'm saying. They need their own game so I can find out. Because if we're Rams in this one, then that means we have 2 Ram games and 1 Rider game. Hey, Simba, how's it going? Guile and his cool haircut. I think we're gonna stick with our Magic. It seems to me that if the lights are gonna go out, having Magic is gonna be really important. Because I feel like we're gonna starve to death. Beren directed Elmal's blazing intense fire at the Pharaoh. Elmal is like a sun/fire god. He's also pretty anti-chaos. We thank him for the chaos things that we do not know because he destroyed them that day. But Beren could not defeat an entire horde. As hero after hero fell, Orlanth called for a retreat. The sword god Humacht and his few surviving champions stood firm while the rest of the army escaped. That was called the Battle of Stormfall. It was only the first defeat and not even the worst. Wakboth's Chaos Army marched on Storm Tribe's fort and defeated Humacht and Orlanth. Chaos gods ransacked the fort and destroyed the great mountain it stood on, the spike at the center of all creation. The explosion was of 1,000,000 avalanches carving inward upon each other, and it was so strong that the whole mountain was ground to dust. The escaping storm gods blew this dust across the world, which was overcome by a pall of grainy darkness. One of the things I love about what they did with this game, this totally sounds like it could be real-world mythology. Like a volcano blew up and it shot ash into the sky, which blocked out the sun, right? Like Little Dark Age, that was like a thing that happened, or Little Ice Age, that was a thing that happened, about 400 years ago, 500 years ago? Yeah, big volcano, lots of ash, actually lowered the temperature worldwide for quite a while. So like you could totally see people coming up with an explanation of what happened. Like the volcano's gone. Well, obviously it was ground to dust by the warring gods. I think that's so cool. I love the way that they do that. The few survivors from your clan return to Berenstead and led the tribe through endless gloom. Life would be... Okay, so this is picking your difficulty. We're going to say about as bad as you would expect. This should be normal. You probably won't starve right away. Divinations revealed that no matter how tenaciously you survived, the world would soon end. You have a couple of generations. It would probably be 3 generations before chaos destroyed everything. No one knows how long you have. I believe I did look this up. This is kind of the normal game length, and it was suggested if you had a save file that you should play number 2. So I'm going to do that. Perhaps 3 generations was optimistic, but your clan has resolved to hold off the darkness for as long as you can. Well, guess you're going to die, builders. See you tomorrow. If you don't have any spoilers for their game, you're going to be very surprised by the late game events. Yeah, please no story spoilers. If I'm missing like a mechanic or something, or I specifically ask, I'm cool with that. But I would appreciate not having story spoilers. The mini ice age was the 14th century, but Krakatoa caused a cold decade back in the 19th. There you go. Thank you, Wolf. Araska says, I have a crazy idea. What if we let chaos win? Well, that's a witch burning. I'll see you at the stake tomorrow morning, Araska. Okay, so clan name. No, we're not changing our name. We are going to be the Builders. Restores. Now, I don't want to use any restores. We did have to actually use one last time. We actually lost the game. So I'm going to say unlimited. Also, if my game gets corrupted or something, we can play our saves. I'm not planning on save scumming unless we have a crash or a weird mechanical problem or something like that. Okay, so your clan history. The first god we worshipped was Yelm. Our most famous event was with Redalda. When our clans joined, Redalda promised to honor the trade of the writer ancestors. Redalda and had Bernstad warded against trolls. At the Battle of Stormfall, Beren used magic against the foe. Life would be bad, and you believe the world would end in about 3 generations. I like how in this sequel they give you a cool-ass fortress as your tribe hold. Really gives you some pizzazz. That's right. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. The end of the world approaches. Chaos devours all. The people of Bernstad, heirs to the Builder clan, don't know it yet, but they have a chance. Not to stop the ultimate destruction. That's inevitable. But if they fashion a strong strad, combining practical resources and cosmic values, they can remake the world after it dies. Small decisions the leaders of Bernstead make from season to season may determine all. What value should our strand begin with? Okay, this is going to be probably a very important choice. Are we going to have the value of hope, tolerance of outside ways, insight, or selflessness? Let's think this through kind of carefully. So, I feel like having hope would be really important. Like, remember, we didn't say we think the world might end. We said we know the world is going to end. So in a case like that, I feel like a lot of people give up. Like, they just don't even try anymore. They do things that YouTube won't let me say. So having hope, and that, like, to me also kind of means that defiance could be pretty important. Tolerance of outside ways. Normally, in like King of Dragon Pass, we are not particularly tolerant people. Our way is the right way and everyone else is really weird, if not evil. So having tolerance, though, if we become a refuge for survivors, that could be kind of a good advantage. We might be able to pull in extra people that otherwise we wouldn't get. And extra people could do anything. They could have magic, they could have gods that we don't know about. That could be pretty powerful. Conversely, though, that also could be a weakness. Evil things can slip in. Insight, okay, like having some knowledge. Knowledge is power, the more you know. Selflessness. I don't feel like I'm going that one. The builders are going to survive and we will shape the world in our image. I'm not feeling 4 so much. Mr. Shader says chaos is bad 101% of the time. The way of the cow is selflessness. The giving tree was based upon the giving udder. And the cow is selfless in this one. Redalda lets her children be eaten. Hope maxing. 1 or 3. Broad votes for 4. A couple votes for 2. They can have chaos gods that you don't know about, so go with number 2. 5 dominance. We can make friends with Brother Dog. Oh, that's true. We do like Brother Dog. So the highest vote was 2. You know what? Normally I would never pick that in the previous 2 games, but I feel like our tribe is a little more tolerant than most, right? Like, we are very unique. So let's do that. Let's do tolerance of outside ways. If they survive, they will meet me. If they have well prepared, they will embody my secret against Wakboth the devil and his dread gods of chaos. Yeah, we hate Wakboth. All my homies hate Wakboth. Okay, this is now officially like game start. We're like in. So the way this game normally works is we will have an event. We will, at the beginning of the year, get to put our magic into various things, and that's kind of like a planning for the year. And then we will play like an action every season, and then we will repeat that every year. More bodies to draft for the war. Hey, Gray, how's it going? More meat for the grinder. Okay, yeah, let's just go through the turn and I'll explain as we go here. So, King Vinglanth, the great-grandson of Beren and Redalda, lost the tribal Regalia and his life fighting scorpion men at the Battle of the Stingers. Oh. We've killed a lot of scorpion men last playthrough. That's unfortunate. His heir, Brolarulf Brolarulf the son, became king of our tribe. So this is the great-great-grandson of Beren. As the most powerful king of the valley, it was natural that he would call for unity against the Chaos Horde. When your neighbors refused, he launched a raid to make an example of one of them. The king attacked. Okay, so we're starting off with a battle. So who do we want to attack? Upholders of dead Yolm's ways, the chariot-driving wheels. Well, we used to worship Yelm, so maybe. The hot-headed, restive riders who used to be your kin. The fickle Silvuli, fellow Orlanthi who never really accepted your sun worship. The warlike Vestantes, one of the summer tribes of Orlanthi. All right, so these are our choices. This is our clan circle. Your clan circle is made up of members of the noble houses of your clan. Based on their stats and personality, they're going to have advice. We don't have to do anything they say, but going against everybody is a good way to make people mad. And often you want to have good advisors, right? So that's going to hopefully be the case here. We'll look at them in more detail when I can. For now, let's just see what they have to say. So if we look at Blolarulf, our king, he says, riders and wheels worship a bright Elmal. It is our fellow Orlanthi one must bring back into line. Okay, so he's saying because Elmal is against chaos, they should come into line. It's the Orlanthi that we need to get, so storm people. And it's going to color what their vote is. So he's voting 3 or 4. Once we were riders, but many of them still haven't forgiven us for joining the storm people. Yeah, how weird. We're riders that worship storm gods. I'm going to have to really wrap my head around that. Hyalor said, choose your enemies carefully. Celebos, that's actually good advice. We have an advantage over the Silvuli or the Vestates in that we ride and they don't, but Orlanth could favor either one of us. We need people like us, not fear us. The chariot people! Beren and Redalda would never attack their own kin. Yeah, I don't feel like we're attacking writers. I think I'm gonna veto 2. So, of the votes, wow, that is very split. It is almost dead even between 1, 3, and 4. Fight the fickle people? That's true, but even if we force a fickle person to be our ally, how good of an ally is that? Right? That's worrisome. We're starting in late fire season. Interesting. Riders in the Storm, our anthem is already written by the Doors. We could also use Ghost Riders. Hey, Ryan, it's been a little while, man. How are you? I feel pity for the wheels. It'll at least cow the others into submission. We don't need fickle allies. Which one should we fight? Fickle people are chaotic at heart, because we might want to ally others, but not them. That's true, too. That's true, too. And I feel like a summer tribe is closer to the sun god. So let's fight the fickle. The fickle Ferolsi, fellow Orlantha, who never really accepted your sun worship. They fought alongside their knife-toothed Sakars, which terrified our horses. But Brololov's stallion, Lightstep, was not afraid, and the king put them to flight with his blazing sword. He returned home with much Forosilvi plunder. Relations between you and the Forosilvoli remain tense to this day. Unfortunately, Brolorov's hopes for unity remained a dream. About a year after Blorov raided the Forosilvoli tribe, Ernalda's magic failed. People said the goddess was dead, taken by Nontrela, the undead emperor. Your fields barely produce more grain than you sow. Now, hopeful winds and rains have ceased. The priests throughout the valley can't contact Orlanth. Whether your gods are dead, captive, or away fighting chaos, their temples no longer receive normal benefits. Holy people say these sacred spots have residual magic, which you can keep alive by continuing to maintain them. Other people eye the sacrifices and think they could be spent on better things. That's not good. Okay, so we have 5 choices. We can continue worshiping Orlanth, Ernalda. We could keep sacrifices for both. We could continue sacrificing to both gods, but a little less. Or we could let both temples fall into disrepair. I do not like the idea of losing our magic. We kind of picked magic as one of our pillars, so I think we're probably picking 3. Let's see what the tribe thinks, though. Without Orlanthi's kingship magic, it will be harder to rule our tribe. Nothing like this has happened before. It's hard to be certain what happened to the gods when we can't reach them. Each temple requires a sacrifice of 10 goods and 5 herds every year. When Beren married Redalda, Orlanth and Ernalda joined Emal as our main deities. Okay, that's really important. So Orlanth, Ernalda, and Elmal are our 3 main gods. We need to keep that in mind. Like, we really need to keep that in mind. That's very important information. We must remain true to the Earth Queen. Maintaining her temple will allow us to draw on her magic when we need it. Before, we needed the gods. Now they need us. There are living gods we can sacrifice those sheep and valuables to help feed us. I think we're going to keep both. So let me just click through here again. So 5, 3, 4, 2, doesn't know, 1. Okay, I think we're going to go greedy. This is going to be very expensive, though. 20 goods and 10 cattle is not a cheap starting upkeep. Optimism, your child just makes me smile. Maybe I have a little bit of that hope left, designated member. The builders hold on to hope, or we'll rebuild it if we have to. People were proud to keep the faith, but worried that this was an expensive decision. We maintained regular sacrifices to keep alive the flicker of magic that remained in their temples. Imagine if everyone else gives up their magic and we're the only people who have magic left, though. Imagine how powerful you would be. With the king and queen of the gods dead, tribal unity unraveled. Our tribe mates, the other Beren Telly, I'm trying real hard, builders. Beren Telly clans have flouted the king's authority for years, refusing to send worshippers to our temple to Orlanth and Redalda or pay even token tribute. It is time to respond. So our choices are: we vow above all to restore the authority of the king. We considered it important to make the tribe what it once was. The days of tribes have ended for good. We vowed above all to survive, putting talk of kings and tribes behind us. That's very interesting. So one of the main premises for King of Dragon Pass is that you were going to become a king, which was kind of like a revival thing. Like there weren't really kings and you started the practice up again. Remember, we're in prequel territory, hundreds of years, if not thousands of years in the past. Magic is needed for combat to combat the filthy trolls. That cat, though, yeah. Press like if you like cats. The monarchy is a faction in this game. Do you honor and promote it or not? Well, let's see what our people have to say. We must have a strong king or else clans cannot unite to face the threats. Brolafor's father was slain and we lost his Regalia, but we're still a tribe and we should act it. Yeah, that's really bad that we lost his Regalia. Maybe we can find it and get it back though. Tribes encourage trade, but we can still trade without a tribe. The other clans are still our neighbors. This is a sign of how awful things have gotten. The Beren Telly tribe was once the shining jewel of the valley. Redalda helped Orlanth make the first tribe. We are stronger together, and the tribe is stronger still with a king. Beren and Redalda founded this tribe and made us a royal clan. Anyone who opposes the tribe opposes our founders. As life gets worse, survival is more important than lost glory. Okay, without looking at their votes yet, my gut says we need to honor our founders, Beren and Redalda. I feel like we should keep the monarchy going. Kings are changes from tradition and therefore chaos. No, remember, we established a king, our great-great-grandfather, so it's cool. It's not your clan, it's our clan. 1 or 2 to... This is such a solid Orlanthi argument that you've changed my mind to no kings. It's cool because it's unique. Only we have a king. Very true too there. All right, let me see what they were voting for. 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2. Okay, most people seem to like 2. I kind of like that too. So this is not saying that we won't have a king. It's just saying that we will restore our glory. We used to be really rich. A lot of votes coming through from the builders for number 1 though. Okay, I'm gonna bow to the council on this one. We vowed above all to restore the authority of the king. Many people are agreed that now might not be the time to press this, but we would try to restore the kingship whenever possible. Some still felt our survival as a clan was the most important priority. Survival continued to become harder. The tribe continued to fall away. Although you keep sacrificing to Orlanth and Redalda season after season, they're still dead, and more gods no longer respond to sacrifices. Other clans distrust our traders since Isaris is dead. Lankor Mai no longer answers questions, and much knowledge has been lost as elders die before passing it on. We can keep sacrificing to all the gods, maintain at least one temple, scale back the sacrifices to Isaris and Lankor Mai, or stop sacrificing to dead gods. This is getting expensive. This is really getting expensive. At least Elmal, the loyal son, still protects us. Oh, what are you doing, my friend? They call me the Jinx. Maybe they're sleeping? Every temple needs a yearly sacrifice of 10 goods and 5 herds. Shrines take 4 goods and 2 herds. First Redalda, then Orlanth, now Isaris and Lankor Mai. We made the right decision before. We should continue to give Redalda proper worship. I don't think it was possible for things to get worse. Hold on to your honor belt. Some say they are, but sleeping. Either way, we have to make sure we can support the gods who still do answer. Ryan very sad about Isaris. A devotee of Isaris, I beseech you to keep the flame going. Some votes for 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let me just see what the council liked. So 4, 2, 3. Wow, not a lot of opinion. Very little voting. God, I think who am I if not the avatar of greed? I think we have to keep sacrificing to all the gods. I'm gonna need the builders to work double shifts. We got a lot of goods to make for these sacrifices, but it's a sacrifice you're willing to make. We are gonna be in so much trouble. People are worried this was an expensive decision. Okay, here we go. Now we are actually in. Saving some magic at the end of sacred time is a good idea. You can use the clan magic for bonuses in situations throughout the year, and unspent clan magic sometimes enhances your luck. So we have some amount of magic. We have 7 magic, that's not bad. King Broloff the Sun and most of his advisors died 4 years ago. Oh, interesting. Interesting, almost all of our people just got replaced. Well, I'm glad I didn't do a long intro explaining what each of them was. Excellent. The builders huddled around Berenstead, surrounded by the other Glorantha clans. Broloff's son, Iverlantho, became king. Through circumstances have forced him to be more of a chief than a tribal ruler. We are now known as the Clan of Kings. Yes, yes. Okay, so the mechanic here is these are the temples and the magic that we can place. So if we were to put magic in fields, that's going to help us with agriculture and growing food. Pastures, I'm surprised we only have 1 tick. That's going to be cattle. I'm definitely doing pastures. Wilds is like picking berries, going hunting, things like that. It looks like wilds is different. I think it used to be hunting before. Could be good. Could be good. Crafts, I think we're putting 1 in crafts because we picked all the expensive options. So we're going to need that. People were getting really cranky, so I think we're going to do some harmony. Health can be really good. Exploring can be really good. Ritual's good if you're going to do rituals. Go figure. We were probably not doing a ritual in the first year. Diplomacy and war, I think both of those are pretty self-explanatory. I think the lights haven't gone out yet, so I think I'm just going to put 1 in fields and we'll keep 3 in reserve. This, like they mentioned in that tooltip, give us some better luck in events, and there's events where we can spend it, including in battle. King Broloff the Sun and most of his advisors died 4 years ago. Of the Blue Plague, or during the Blood Blizzard. Well, that sounds horrific. The builders huddled around Berenstead, surrounded by the other clans. Okay, yeah. Often it's better to concentrate our magic in a few areas. Of course, they're all still useful. That's our king. No, we're probably going to reshape our council, so I'm not going to go through them yet. Because Orlanth and Lakarmai are dead, it's harder to direct the clan. Harmony magic may help. I agree. Pasture magic will help our livestock, including the cattle and sheep that feed us. With Redalda dead, it's hard to feed ourselves. Allocate magic to fields since they produce the bulk of our food. We'll need wild magic too. We should plan to build a shrine to Redalda after this year. We should plan to build a shrine to the Cow Mother. Oh, we didn't start with a shrine to her? That's interesting. With Isaris, our trade god, dead, we need to devote magic to crafts so our goods can be traded. She kind of convinced me maybe I want a second field magic. Do we have a trickster? I'm not going to look at it here because I'm probably going to reform the council. We'll look at them here in a minute. We need to start by shoring up our income. I totally agree. Okay, we have a saga button. This basically is just going to be a recounting of what we do. Can be useful when we need to look back at something. Let's go ahead and proceed here. So I'm not planning on doing war or diplo in year 1. Maybe that's a mistake. Same with exploration. Yeah, let's keep 2 in reserve there. Can we rename the council? I don't think I can rename people. I'll check, but they have story ramifications if it's anything like the previous games. You grant hospitality to a delegation from the Tharaling clan, which holds you in relatively high esteem. Once our tribe was a true kingdom, ruled with wisdom and courage of King Beren and his heirs. After King Vinglaf died at the Battle of the Stingers, clans gradually stopped obeying royal decrees. Today, the Baronethelli are a kingdom in name only. Only by reasserting the sacred authority of Yor can we reunite and survive. We wish to rally the other Beren clans to the banner of King Ivorlantho and seek his blessing to do so. Okay. Send me and I'll teach them respect. Ivorlantho's position will be symbolic only until we have recovered all 3 pieces of the lost royal regalia. When the Scorpion men slew King Vinglaf, they also killed the willingness of other clans to follow us. Chaos. The stronger the bonds between us, the greater our chances of survival. This is dangerous because everyone will tell us we must seek the full royal regalia, and we might get it in our heads to do that. The Tharlings might want to bow down to Avatharo, but other clans will never agree. Finally, someone's making some sense. Okay, so 1 4 2 2 1 4 2 4. Wow. Okay, pretty split decisions here. If we're gonna have a king, we can't let others come to claim our kingdom. I think, well, remember, we picked that we were gonna restore the kingdom, so we should not have them help us, I don't think. So I think it's a choice between 1 and 4. I'm kind of worried that what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to usurp us. That's just standard Babel paranoia. I think I'm gonna send some delegates to help them sway. That way we have some eyes and some ears at these meetings. Okay, so who should we send to make arguments? This is probably gonna be diplomacy. So our best diplo person is Uralindinga, who is excellent at diplomacy. A second would be Reda, who is excellent. Jarlanth is also excellent. These should be in order of the most experienced. So even though they're all excellent, she should be the most excellent. That being said, she looks old. Maybe we pick somebody a little younger and try to get her some XP. These symbols are also going to be symbols of the gods. I'm going to have to refamiliarize myself with them to be able to talk about them. Pick a leader, then choose. Pick the skill to sort available leaders. You can start scroll the list by dragging. Hey, Shinosuke, how's it going? I think I'm going to send Reda. She just is younger and she's almost as good. Get her some XP. Who do you send to make the arguments? Reda. How many warriors do we send as an escort? I don't even know how many warriors we have. Is this planting season? I believe, so we'll send 4 swords. In most cases, a mix of 5 to 7 swords and bows are enough to keep their leader safe. Sometimes you want to send more to impress someone, or the situation seems risky. However, they may be away for a while. Yeah, maybe we do 3 swords and 4 bows. We'll go on the high end of what they suggest. Goods plus 12. Excellent. Those Starlings discovered clans who once followed our kings were now uninterested, except for sentimental terms, but they treated us with respect and gave us gifts. One thing that, if you're new to this series, it's a very different morality. It's almost a honorable trickster. is how I kind of consider the Gloranthians. So it's okay to steal as long as you don't get caught. But if you catch someone stealing from you, you probably are okay to kill them. It's that kind of like hypocrisy. So just keep that in mind while we're making these decisions. The season button advances time without performing any actions. Point to it and get more information about the current season. Early sea season. Sea season is time of sowing, so this is spring. In the spring, we don't want to be out and about. We want to be at home planting our crops. If we leave while we're supposed to be planting, we will starve. Not a good thing. Okay, now let's actually take stock of what we have. So we have 412 people, of which 10 are sick and 1 is wounded. We have almost 300 children. Wow. We almost have like a 50-50, like a 40-60 children to adults. That's crazy. We have 10 warriors and 34 nobles. Okay. Clan Moon is worried. Okay. Ventures. Ventures are really important. Ventures are large-scale projects. Ventures are large tasks that take a lot of time and coordinated effort, so you can only start 2 per year. It's kind of important that we do 2 per year because they're such a limited resource. So this is something that we might do. We could have a ceremony, we could train, we could craft. We probably will do crafting. We could be on the defensive, we could entertain people, we could have a feast, we could do fletchery, we could do foraging, gem cutting. Interesting, we have gems. We could guard the herds, we could do herding, we could go hunting, we could recruit clan members, we could scour for bandits, we could scour for chaos, we could search for spirit rocks, we could trade, we could trap for furs, or we could worship. I'm not going to make any decisions yet, but I'm going to go around just exploring. Let's learn about the Builder clan. Hey, Caddy, how's it going, man? They also feel disrespected and jealous if you don't mess with them. Yeah, you're also expected to be a little bit of a troublemaker, and like people disrespect you if you don't. Union says low productivity with the kids, but maybe a boost if they live. Yeah, you can very much lose this game, so we want to be very careful. You can show the clan's divine magic and active spirit magic by clicking the rune towards the bottom of the menu. Point to the room for an explanation. Magic is shown here next to the most relevant screen. It can affect other areas. You can show the clan's divine magic. Okay, yeah. So here, not here. Is that just telling me I don't have any up currently? We shall see. Okay, let's look around. Magic. You have several kinds of magic at your disposal. Use the menu above the deity list to see them. You can sacrifice for blessings from the gods or build a shrine to make them permanent. Okay, so Elmal here. Temple. Okay, so that's the symbol for temple. These are a little different than I'm used to. That's why I'm kind of looking around here. So we can sacrifice to learn new rituals. We could do the rituals to gain a temporary bonus, but usually we want to build a shrine or a temple so that we can pick blessings and keep them up permanently. Let's just look through what we have here. Ancestors. Our ancestors who migrated from the Golden City. So we could do a ritual for famous event. People gain the skills of our ancestors showed when Redalda gave her milk gift. Okay, so that would be animal magic or rider virtue. Let's just have more trading partners. That's actually pretty good. Those are actually both really, really good. I'm glad we have those picks. Cenala Arroy, this is a healing goddess. She likes, or we can do curing, hope, and healing. Okay, hope can be really good. We do have some sick people, so curing wouldn't be terrible. Dostal, god of hunting and husband of Cenala. Sure shot improves hunting and helps skirmishing. That's battle. Tracking helps hunters and trackers locate what they search for. Elmal, bright god of war, ruling in Orlanthi's absence. So we have horse friend, prolongs the life of our horses. Shield, reduces deaths and wounds amongst our swords. Protection reduces wounds in battle, and Steadfast improves our chances when defending. I'm not planning on attacking anyone this first year. Let's switch our blessing to Steadfast. Okay, I'm assuming the line here means we think they're dead. Redalda is dead, but her temple houses some lingering sacred power. You may be able to draw on it, but can't sacrifice. You can reduce the temple to a shrine. Can I put magic there? So we could have had Blessed Children, Crafting, Cooperation, and Hospitality. Well, those would have been amazing, wouldn't they? I hope we are rewarded for keeping these temples running. Ermal, Trickster, who discovered death. Humakt, this is the sword guy, God of war and death, and of all endings. We don't have a temple to him. Morale, Oath, True Sword. Swords fight with a strength of 2. This doubles our offensive value, basically. Cenala, Goddess of Foraging, wife of Dostal, so the hunter and the forager, god and goddess. Helps locate hidden things, and Rudel helps foragers gather more food. Isaris, god of trade, communication, and conciliation. Unfortunately, he's dead. That really sucks because trading would be really nice. I don't think it's so much of a society that you're expected to thieve and it's okay if you don't get caught, nor is it that you're looked down on for not robbing others, but more if you aren't bullying people and they think you aren't strong enough to bully them. No, they definitely want to be raiding. People look down on you if you don't raid people. Lankor Mai, god of knowledge and law. Okay, and he's dead. That sucks. Orlanth, also missing or dead. King of the Storm Tribe, patron of our clan. Very sad not to have that. Osara, Flame Sister, Ermal's daughter, and patron of women warriors. So we could do Fire Arrow, improves the effectiveness of our skirmishers. Interesting. So normally there's a warrior goddess that lets them also fight normally. That's interesting that it's only skirmishing in this one. Redalda, horse goddess who brought ram and rider together. Colt blessing increases the fertility of our mares. Understanding helps our dealings with foreigners. Fleet foot decrease travel time of expeditions. That's really nice later on. Eralda, the cow mother, daughter of Redalda, source of our cattle. Calf blessing increases the fertility of cows. That's a really good one. Milk blessing increases food from our cattle. And cattle ward protect our herds from raids and predators. These are all amazing. Urox, the Storm Bull, chaos foe. Berserker, increased chance of victory with more deaths and wounds on both sides. And Smite Chaos, we have to kill chaos. Improves our chances to fight against chaos. And Vororf, I don't recognize that one. God of Shepherds, son of Orlanth and Redalda. I actually don't recognize that god at all. Bless Youths, helps our young shepherds grow into adulthood. I'm gonna guess kids grow up faster? Lamb Blessing, helps more lambs survive. Okay. I'm still... Okay, here we go. So I can switch between the two in this screen. Okay, so are you just showing... What are you showing here? The things I have up? No, you're showing blessings that could affect it. Steadfast increases. Okay, that's a... Okay, I see. He's the circle with the dot. So the yellow ones are things I'm running. I'm taking... Okay. All right, map. This is what our valley looks like. Okay, so we are in the same place. That totally makes sense. So where did we end up moving? Where are the builders? From here you can send out expeditions. Explorers can venture outside the territory. Oh, we moved way down here. Interesting. Last time we were right here, and the Ram clan that we joined with was over here. So we have actually migrated quite a bit. We're across the Black Eel River. So we have defeated our ancient foe of floods, apparently. We also crossed the Elmpur River, which we didn't spend a lot of time down here last game. We spent a lot of time up in the mountains here and way off over here. That's where we found the elf goddess, the plant goddess. Hey, relationships. The symbols tell you what kind of clan they are. Wheel clan, horse clan, ram clan. We are rams, so we will have easier time dealing with them. The inn means nearby. That just matters for travel time and how they'll relate in certain events. So ram, wheel, ram, horse. Okay, so quite a smattering of people near us. Emissaries can help our friends remember us or smooth things over with an enemy. As with most things, gifts helps make sure our message gets across. Okay, war. We have 178 bow. So this is basically adults who are ready to fight. And 10 swords. Swords are like professional soldiers. Of them, 4 people are sick. All right. We already have a ditch, a hill fort, and a watchtower. So the only thing we don't have is a stake perimeter. Fortifications can help you survive a battle and protect you from being plundered if you lose. If I wanted to build that, it costs 40 goods. No, oh no, we already have the watchtower. Yeah. Wealth. 834 cattle. That's pretty good, actually. That's way better than I thought it was going to be. 1,668 sheep and 134 horses. We have 128 goods. Our food will last for 2 seasons. We have 3 treasures. A goat totem. Increases efficiency of our feast venture. I believe these are random. Okay, so if we feast, it's better than usual. A turtle stone. Rock with a hidden head that sometimes appears. Rewards you when you win a raid by fighting cautiously. Interesting. And Ernalda's soothing bell. Grants resilience in the face of chaos. Give him some more cowbell, boys. Bareva is your favorite counselor. We have 2 good sword buffs. Might be good to go for a sword build. Redalda and Ernalda sound good. There's super definitive no from Babel. It is open up to interpretation. I will give you that, Shinosuke, but we definitely need to be doing that. People disrespect you because they figure you're not smart enough. You're not smart enough to trick other people. Don't do it to me, but you need to do it to other people. Like I said, it's a little bit of hypocritical thinking. Not that many wheels survive. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, we do have exotic goods of gems. I wonder if that's normal. Normally, I don't think you normally start with a trade good, but that's pretty useful. And we have 3 trading partners already. If we had that ancestral temple, we could have a 4th trade partner, or maybe a 5th. Okay, lore. This is another really important one. I'm not going to read these right now, but these myths are super duper important. You cannot use this story to enact a ritual. However, you can still view the details of the story at the bottom right. Okay. Yeah. Again, I'm not going to read these now, but later on, this is when we can venture to the other side. We can do rituals to go to the land of the gods and try to reenact them to make things happen, or change the events to change the current time. We'll look at these when these become more relevant. This looks to be the story of how our clans united. I just want to see what we have. A monk divides life from death. A monk learns how to fight and gains and loses death. Recovering it, he carves a chasm between the dead and the living. Okay, cool. Sara the warrior. Yeah, we did a bunch of questing with her. She had a stupid brother that we had problems with. When her people are threatened, or Sara rallies the women to defend them, she convinces her brother and the women that this is a good idea and leads them to the defense. Normally in this society, women are not expected to be warriors unless they follow the warrior goddess, and then they're basically just treated as equals. So normally, they'll help in the skirmishing a little bit as archers, but they normally don't join your combat. Yes, Taming the River. We did a lot of this. I bet you these are partly based on my save game. This is very much what I did in my playthrough. Unholy Trio. That's probably new. Okay, good to know. We have various things when we were riders, when we were rams. I'm not going to read these right now, but this may become relevant. I may even read these off stream between now and next time. Might be useful. Saga, again, that's just telling us what happened. Can be really useful. Okay, that's everything. So we don't have any spirits, is what I'm getting from that long-winded thing. We don't own any spirits. Are they no longer a thing, maybe? Okay, I want to remember, here we are, reorganize. I don't know if we're going to, but let's look. So this is our clan circle, or clan ring. This is super duper duper important. We need to have, do we still need to have people from each clan? Oh, maybe we don't actually need to do that in this one. In the last one, we had to have someone from basically every god and someone from every major clan. It was very difficult. It doesn't look like the clans matter in this one, since it's not naming a clan for individual people. I guess we're too cosmopolitan for that now. But, can I remove everybody? Choosing a clan for the ring is a balancing act to represent the royal bloodline, a variety of gods, and useful skills. Click on a skill to sort your leaders in different ways. As usual, your leaders have their own opinions. Click them to see. You can scroll through the list. All right, am I able to... Yeah, there we go. All right, let me just take everyone off the clan, and then we're going to look around. We'll see what we end up with. This is usually my first action when I play one of these, is organize my clan. Actually, he needs to be on there because he is king. So I think he automatically is in. So what are you good at? Magic. That's not very good, actually. Okay, he has king, so does anybody else have something special? Okay, shaman. Okay, that's important. Regalia. So who is our trickster god? It's not Raven anymore, right? Another shaman, another... Okay, we got a lot of shaman. Redalda, Saris, Orland. Do we really not have... Is it just shaman now? We don't have a Raven? Thermal, Voyoth. Was Voyoth the trickster? Maybe. Okay, so these are the different skills. Bargaining, combat, diplomacy, food, leadership, lore, magic. Unfortunately, our king is really good at magic. I would have preferred he was a good leader, but he is not, so youch a little bit there. Hey, Moors, thank you for using your 13-month member super chat. Hey, I loved your playthrough of the first game last year. I've been looking forward to this ever since. I'm going to rewind to catch up. Well, I'm glad to have you, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I felt really bad because I've planned on starting this like 2 other times, and just schedules caused me not to be able to do it. So I'm excited to be here. Raven got retricked with the Ram Trickster. Yeah, who is the Ram Trickster, though? Design member. Was I right? Was it Vorir or whatever his name is? The one I didn't recognize? Vororf? I don't recognize that one. In fact, you know what? That is so important. I'm going to go look at that again. That is like really important. Were you the trickster? No, you're shepherds. Do we not have a trickster here? Horse god, flame sister, god of knowledge, god of trade, forging, death, trickster, Urmal. Okay, we need an Urmal. That'll give us an extra magic, and they're kind of like having a wild card jester. Like, they can be a lot of trouble, but they can also get you out of really sticky situations. Okay, we'll see if we can get them on there. All right, let me do the same thing I just did. So we're gonna pull everyone off that is not named king, and we're gonna rebuild this. All right, unfortunately, he is so bloody worthless. This is ouch. This is big ouch. He's excellent at magic and he's very good at food. That's not good enough. Okay, give me our best leader. Now, age does matter. People will get old and people will die. So there's something to be said about going super young, even if they're not as experienced, because we can level up their skills. Conversely, though, if the world ends in about 3 lifetimes, that means we probably have somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 years. I'm just guessing. Maybe we go old now. She dies in like 20 to 60 years, and then we go young then. There's also something to be said about what god they worship, because that's also going to affect the type of magic that we can put in at the year's end. Hope there's still spirits. It's Ermal. Oh, I got you, Nog. Thank you. I didn't see it at the time. Age is just a number? Yeah, it's a number that counts down to your death. Okay. What do we got? There's also something to be said about crossover. Like if you're good at 2 things rather than excellent at 1, that gets you some points. So, very good leadership for both of them. Bargaining. Oh, these are in different order. Why is oh, you don't have combat skills because you don't follow Redalda? I don't know why you don't have combat. Okay, her leadership's very good. She has like nothing else. We have Redalda. That would be our grain blessing. I kind of like that. Let's look by deity here. Redalda. Do we have anyone else? We have a couple. We got 4 of them. Very good for food. That's not excellent. Look at that. I feel like I want to screenshot that. I feel like that's like an emote face. I don't know why I find that so funny, but I do. Very good teeth for a 60-year-old lady in the Bronze Age. I'll give her that. It's a healthy one there, boys. Excellent diplomacy would be really useful, but she's so ancient. What are you good at? Lore. Lore is also kind of a tricky stat, but you worship somebody else. Okay, so I think Calvale, that was for leadership. I think Calvale is gonna win this one. She's young, she has good leadership, and she follows the grain goddess, and none of the other ones were that interesting to me. So she's in. All right, so that's leadership. Next, let's do food. I'm kind of doing these in importance. So we have 2. What do you got for food? Heroic. Renown down to excellent. 29 is also a lot younger. Cenala, that is the forager goddess. This is the hunter god. And Ermal, this is the trickster. Okay, so this would be renowned food and very good on lore, and you follow the trickster. That's a lot of good things going on here. Who else is good at lore? Oh, geez, you're not even in the top 5. Wow, okay. Awkward. Who else worships that deity? Just her. Literally nobody else. Okay, I think she gets to come in. She is going to be our trickster / lore pick. Or no, / food pick. Trickster and food, you're in. All right, what do we got left? Bargaining, combat, Diplo. I guess magic, although King Kine is doing that. Okay, let's do combat next. Who's our best combat? We have Cenala, 35. Combat is renowned, and she worships Homunct, so god of war. I figure like she's in, right? If you worship the god of war and you're renowned in combat. Also, my next couple are ancient. Tindalor is 69, nice. But he's probably gonna die. Yeah, I think she gets to be in here. The world ends in this. Yes, Shinosuke. From what we've been told in game, We expect 3 generations before the world ends, but we think that we can recreate the world when the world ends. So we have a plan. We have a plan. So remember, time is just a suggestion in this game. We're going to be doing some crazy stuff, I have a feeling. Hi, Richard. Is this just a rebuild of King of Dragon Pass? This is by the same devs. 6 Ages Ride Like the Wind is a prequel to King of Dragon Pass, and this is the sequel to the prequel. So all of this takes place before King of Dragon Pass. That happens in the future, quite a bit in the future, if I remember right. What is the life expectancy? We had a couple really old bats get up to like 80 or 90, but that was relatively unusual, if I remember right. This would be pretty old. Like, this is pretty old. I think we're gonna go with her. Again, you worship the little god of war, and you have renowned combat. Okay, so what haven't we picked yet? Diplo and bargaining. We have 3 slots left. Bargaining. All right, you know, if you had to choose a chef, would you choose a skinny chef or a fat chef? I would pick the fat chef, because they obviously know what they're doing, right? So if you're gonna pick somebody who's good at bargaining, do you pick the skinny guy, the skinny woman, or you pick the fat lady? Because obviously she knows what she's doing. It's kind of like be wary of an old man in a young man's game. Same idea here. She's better and younger. I can hook you guys up. Don't worry about it, man. We got an in. Okay, so Delmara, 39, renowned at bargaining. She's very good at combat. She's very good at diplomacy. She's very good at leadership. She's very good at lore. She's very good at magic. And she worships, unfortunately, the dead trade god. I'm not sure if that really helps. I'm going to guess we don't gain extra magic for that, but I think I'm okay with that. She's a really good all-rounder that also has a strength. You're in. So just as a food for thought, this symbol is the symbol for that god. So if you learn the symbols, that actually can be kind of helpful. Like everyone worships a dead trade god. If this video gets 100 likes, we'll revive the trade god. Okay, so what do we have left? Did I do Diplo? No. Yes. Kinda. Kind of. Okay, diplomacy is pretty important. So we have Diplo, we have lore, maybe. She is the 4th best at lore. We may just have to okay that. Because I kind of want some magic. And I kind of want a shaman. Okay, so... yeah, I think we're pretty free to pick here. Redalda. We don't have a Redalda on our council yet. We do have an Redalda, not a Redalda. Excellent diplomacy. She's young compared to her compatriots. She's also good at combat, although she won't be fighting, so kind of a moot point. Well, I hope she's not fighting. They're all after that greed. No, they were in there before the god died. They just now are dying. Very naive of you to think that the contract isn't void with death, if that's the case. Okay, I think she's in. Okay, we didn't pick somebody specifically for lore. We have 4th place here. That can be a little painful when we need a lore roll, but I think we just have to eat it because I really want a shaman. A shaman is good with spirits. Apparently we didn't start with one, which kind of surprises me. But having 2 people / 3 people really good at magic, and we're kind of a magic clan. Do I want a small spoiler tip? If it's very small. If it's a mechanical tip, not a lore tip or anything. Okay, Destra, shaman. Yeah, I think we pick her. So, also, it can matter if you have an equal number of men and women. It looks like we have a very woman-heavy court here. Apparently, Ivor Lantho's building his harem or something here. True desire. Well, I'll leave it up to your discretion. I stated my preference. Yeah, I think we're gonna sit with that. So let's just do a quick view here. So our king is Ivor Lantho. We have Calvale, who is our struggling leader, unfortunately. We have Bareva, who is our trickster. I wish I could drag and drop these. I usually like my trickster at the end. In fact, I may just do that. So you, undo you, undo. I like to have her at the end. It's just formatting doesn't do anything. I usually like to hear the crazy opinion last when we're clicking on people to see what they want to vote for. No, don't worry, MH. We still have a king. We're good. US first performed the hero quest. Okay, where were we? We have Desta. I'm trying to learn the names a little bit here because these are going to come up a lot. Karina, Delmara, Reda, and our trickster is Bareva. Right. All right, Designated, if you're going to say it, say now or forever hold your peace if it's on this screen. This takes an action to do, so once I click reorganize, we're spending an action here. Okay, I'm relatively happy. I wish we had some more dudes, but our dudes kind of sucked. We have a lot of old guys, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, a lot of really old guys. Look at that beard. You look like Dong Zhou. I like it. You won't say it? Okay. Yep, if you feel later on the need, you need to step up and get some skills, you're telling me. All right, let's do it. Weeders show up at your gates, offering a good deal on some dried fish. Weeders are like, they're kind of like, they're not lesser humans, but they're like a lesser clan. They don't have like good deity gods, so they live by like grabbing food from the rivers. We definitely look down on them. In my last game, I think we took pity on them historically. Weeders show up at your gate offering a good deal on dried fish. They seek 20 cows worth of goods in exchange for their full supply, which is easy to store and resistant to rot. You understand that these humble river dwellers have been driven to extinction, but here they are. They worship the Ozlira River and subsist on a diet of fish and reed soup. Your people take their appearance as a beacon of hope. If these pathetic beings can still live in the Chaos Age, maybe there's hope for everyone. Now remember, we did pick the value of tolerance for others. So we were gonna roleplay that. So cool. Yeah, we're happy to see the Weeders. You guys are so pitiful that you make us feel good about ourselves. Oh, and if you click, you can hide the UI, kinda. I wish this would full screen the picture. That does make me a little sad that it doesn't. My head out of the way. I'm gonna take some screenshots for future thumbnails. Okay, so let's see. 20 goods. We have 126. We do need to remember we have a large upkeep bill. Like, we need to be really on top of that. Reed soup sounds disgusting. Yeah, they're pretty pitiful people. It probably is not amazing. If these pathetic... It is! We're not trying to kill them or anything. It takes selfies. No, we're buying their food. Okay, let's see what they have to say. Use the Weeders as an object of hope. Are we Glorantha or worms? Ouch. Didn't they die out a generation ago? They'll bounce back like weeds. Hold on, what are you guys voting for? Decline. They'll bounce back. They're no threat to us or anyone. A good, honest deal. Okay, our trader votes yes. I'm just saying. Our trader is saying yes, and she is a good trader. If we treat them ill, expect our neighbors to find out. Killing them would be murder. Let's do it. I love tricksters. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of votes for 2. I agree. I think that's the roleplay option. We're about tolerating other people and trade. I kind of imagine that we're going to be like the bunker. We're going to try to get everyone to come to our fortress as things get bad. So, yeah, We're going against some of the council here, so they may not like that. Plus mood, minus some goods. The weeders departed with our goods, and we stored the fish safely away. People found inspiration in the continuance of the famously put on weeders. Their appearance had to be more than ordinary. It was a blessed omen, they proclaimed. Design says, I love the king. He's such an egotistical jackass. Members of our ring are personally popular. Your clan has the advantage in one or more areas, which typically makes things easier in that area. See advice for the relevant screen. Yeah, so the advice we get is, number one, biased. Don't take things they say at their word. If you worship the god of cows, you're always gonna bias your answer to cows. But it's also influenced by their skill level. So if you're really, really good at food and she's really, really bad at food, the advice from the person good at food is probably better. So don't take anything they say as like 100%. Okay, we are in late sea season. So we're still planting our fields. I feel like this is a time to get our venture up and running. We get 2 of these per year, and I think we're gonna do some form of crafting. So we could just do crafting, produce silver and gold items, weapons, tooled leather, furs, and cloth, increases goods, or didn't we have, yeah, we have gem cutting. Produces items using gemstones, increases goods. I wanna say that this is gonna help our trade. Maybe this is different than it used to be, but usually trade goods helps your trade. Weeders, the Bosque of the Valley. Could be. Let's just hope there's no black goats nearby. Good karma stuff happened to you when you were nice to the weeders. Yeah, we were nice to them in the last playthrough, so it's historical. Like I said, this is gonna be a bit on the roleplay side. I think that's the best way to play these type of games. Why can't you trust the moodist people? I don't know who is the moodist people. All right, gem crafting or crafting? What do you guys think? I think we should use gem crafting because this uses a rare good, so I assume it's better than generic crafting. I don't see any opinions, so we're gonna go ahead and gem craft. Our crafters produce excellent jeweled rings worth 33 cows. Organizing a venture is an action which advances time, but most ventures run throughout the year. They do not interfere with harvesting, war, or anything else. For convenience, you can learn about the results right away, even though the clan may continue to work for seasons. So over the course of the year, people work on making jewelry in their spare time, basically. That was one venture, we can still do one more. All right, it is fire season. Fire season is the summer. Summer is time of raiding because we're waiting for the crops to grow. This is very Greek, the Greek concept of plant in the spring, go to war in the summer, harvest in the fall. War needs to begin and end in the summer. That's the idea. Babel can't read? Yeah, well, welcome to my channel. We didn't already know that? I don't know, what didn't we know? This game is best played after listening to Tradition from Fiddler on the Roof. I notice our sick people has gone up greatly. That kind of spooks me a little bit. Okay, things to do in the summer. Cattle raids, exploration. We didn't put any magic into any of that, which makes me a little bit leery. We could send an envoy out. We could go meet our neighbors. I don't know. Does it tell me how many traders we can... It doesn't tell me how many traders we can maintain. I'd like to max out our trade if we can. 170 goods. It was 10 goods per temple, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Very important that we have more than 50 goods at the end of the year. 4 that we can maintain. We had 4, but does that the number that we can maintain or just the number we have? We also have this ancestral magic, which would let us get more. I kind of want to build. So if we... Oh, we don't have enough worshippers. Oh. That's a new mechanic. In the past, we only had to build the temples and that we were fine. It looks like we have a limit. Since you know the deity's blessing, you can build a shrine to receive the blessing without needing to sacrifice. I wish you would tell me more about worshippers. We have as many shrines as temples as our worshippers can sustain. We could support another if we perform the worship venture or if we had more allies. Okay. So it's not based on population. 25 cows and 50 goods. I was right about that. Okay. I kind of regret not having that lusty feasting because that would have made making allies a little easier. Okay, I think we're gonna send an envoy and we're gonna go exploring. I think that's gonna be my two things here. To that end, let's go talk to some of our neighbors. Probably let's just grab a nearby ram. Who were the ones that we were dealing with earlier? Who was that? The one that wanted to keep us as king. Was that the Delskaring? I don't remember. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we're going to explore our own lands. I'm going to send out the... Well, actually, no. Maybe I should do the explore first. Well, either way, I'm going to have to send out warriors. I want to make peace with especially the rams that are near us, because they might warn us when people are coming to raid us. Who are the Zethmari? Okay, that's another ram. So, like, if we made friends with these guys, that would be rather nice. Okay, so let's send an emissary. Emissaries can perform a number of missions. Giving gifts is slow but good route to popularity. If you want an alliance or tribute, make sure the clan likes or fears you first. Okay, so... Yeah, emissaries... Okay, so I don't have to pick that this is a trade mission first. I wish that... Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, I wish I could get that out of my way. Okay, so we said we were gonna go to the Zethering. Let's bring... We're kind of poor. Like... 8 herds. We'll bring 8 herds. Yeah. We'll try to butter them up, maybe see if we can get some trade going or something. It was the Tharling? Okay, Tharling. Same thing with allies. It'll say we already have as many as we can. The thing about the worship venture is that's going to be temporary, and that commits us to using that every year, which I'm a little leery about. We also could build that stake wall we don't have. Just another food for thought. Swords can be sent to acquire free herds from your neighbors. That's one way to put it. Your emissary, Eraldina, nears the Zethmarling settlement. She brought 8 cows to present as a gift. So we could give gifts. We could propose an alliance. Nope, we're just gonna give some gifts. Well, they definitely don't like us enough for an alliance. We brought you some stuff. The Zethmarlians graciously received our gifts. I believe we can now consider Lycan, their chief, to be friendly. Okay. Saradin, a carpenter of your clan, has of late gained a following among the youth. They watch as his deft hands as he coaxes even the twisted timber available today to his will. As he works, he speaks in hushed tones of wisdom and bravery. Typical Orlanthi consider boasting a virtue, but Saradin never makes claims for himself. He asks for nothing, but his admirers say he should be elevated to the ring. Though he never addresses the subject directly, from his odd sayings, people assume he wants us to bring back the days of the kings. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of like Norse culture where you had to like kind of boast about things. That's in Orlanthi. You you could do a lot worse than considering Orlanthi like a combination of like Norse and Greek culture. We already have ramparts, Andrew. The only thing we don't have is stakes. Sounds like a shyster. Put Saradin on the clan. He has unique content. Yeah, like I said, we can't rename characters because people will have that. And it does sound like we have something to do here. So I wish I could see what god he worships. So we could promise to elevate him. We could suggest he might join the ring next time a vacancy occurs. We could demand that he clarify his position on kings and tribes. We could work to deflate his reputation, or we could leave him be. I mean, he sounds like a cool guy. I just did an elevation, which is really annoying. We could totally do that next time I have a free second. I'm a little annoyed that I'd have to do it twice in a row. Celtic? Yeah, some Celtic. I mean, Bronze Age in general, too. We do need more men. That's true. I believe if we have a balance of men and women, our birth rate increases. Poor king here probably has a lower back problems at this point. Okay, I think we're going to promote him. Let's see what people have to say. Does he recognize me as king? This is an important question. Orlan's carpenter was called... Yeah, because... Yeah, I was going to say there was something about a carpenter in Orlanthi lore. So this seems very relevant. Saradin has somehow gained a connection to this obscure, perhaps dead deity. He's not an initiate of any god, however. That is a little bit of a pain. He's not an initiate, but he's not a spirit talker either. Let him on the ring when one of us dies. Unfortunately, we picked for age, lady. Let him be. He's probably the best woodworker we have. Watch out for carpenters with big ideas. Okay, so no opinion. Next time we have a vacancy, ask about his position. We had a little bit of redundancy in here. Yeah, he was one of the lore guys. He must be kind of old if I didn't pick him, though. All right, you know what? You're in, buddy. We promised to elevate him to the ring. People like that. I'm not going to do it this season, though. We'll do that when we have a season where it doesn't matter as much. Okay, so I wanted to do an explore while we have good weather. So we'll do an explore. You are my best explorer. I guess we don't have a stat for exploration anymore. I'm pretty sure that used to be a stat. So we probably want to send combat because we're pretty likely to get attacked. They picked her though. Why? Bargaining? I feel like let's at least send combat for now. He looks like Nebuchadnezzar. Yep. The rider half is more nomadic Bronze Age people with more vague Hittite vibes. Mix of different cultures leads to some really interesting art. Yeah, I totally agree. Like I said, I think Bronze Age is really interesting, and we don't see a lot of games use the setting. Is Diaristia sick, or does she naturally have a nasty pimple? Probably has a giant wart, if I had to guess. All right. Karenina is who I'm going to actually send here. I'm very curious why they picked her, but I'm going to send my combat lady, and we're just going to go here. We can send them to other places. We can explore this unexplored area, and that is probably going to be important at some point. But for now, we want to explore our own lands, help and find out there's bandits here or other trade goods or the like. Any expedition that hasn't returned shows as a yellow gem. All right. 2 swords, 5 bows, go. With the goddess Redalda and her kin dead, it's hard to reliably produce enough food. Our ancestors had warm summers to ripen their grain, but we're reduced to growing blood millet and rye. Unfortunately, our food supply is still poor, and I predict we'll eat more than we produce in the year ahead. Our surviving gods can help feed us. We could ask for Dulstil's Sure Shot blessing. Next sacred time, We should be sure to perform rituals to help our foragers and hunters. Fields and wilds magic always help. Our shamans could also bargain with the heron spirit to help with fishing. Did I actually have a spirit? Because I looked and I couldn't find him. Some of your nobles have been plotting a course for the clan. They say this is a pivotal moment. The king and queen of the Storm Court are dead. Our own tribe is all but dead. The king's heirs died of the Blue Plague. The valley's clans are increasingly isolated. Many of your temples have fallen to disrepair, but a string of surprisingly good harvests left your food stores in good shape, and clan wealth has been managed well. You have a brief chance to rebuild a little, not just hunker down and focus on survival. Still, the sentiment leans towards making sure people remain fed. The world might be ending, but we are needed to take care of each other until then. We could send out an exploration party. We could send out an emissary. We could prepare for war. We could prepare new fields. We could do all we can for the herds. Or we could encourage Iratharo to find a new bride. I'm actually leaning towards fields, herds, and bride. Probably bride. Let's see what they say. Those nobles don't decide. Send emissaries to the tribe. Remind them of their duty to the king. You have a duty too, dude. Heir and a spare. Get on it. Important decisions are of concern to the ring, but it's always a good idea to take the preference of the people into account. Okay, so he's emissaries, fields, and herds. Our trade-loving ancestors want us to visit another clan. That's a good argument. She's not here, so I can't get her advice. I don't see anything like Bolorof's great raid happening in my lifetime, but if we're doing well, we'll be attacked, and we need a strong defense. This is like the smartest trader we've ever had. Interesting. It's been too long since we visited all the clans. We could start by gift giving. Yeah, I'm working on it. This is all reasonable, but we need to be thinking much bigger. Let's see. Oh, no, not Rye. Rye was very much looked down upon as, like, the lesser choice. Could be overall stats or maybe a hidden exploit. Yeah, I don't know. I swear exploration used to be a stat, so it's interesting that they don't have one. Spirits are in the magic tab, but you go to a different stream for the temples. Ah, yes. Thank you, Nog. It was the... Yes, thank you. More children for the mines. Lots of 2. Surprised the trader went 3. Yeah, that is very interesting. She also had better lore than anyone else on my council, though. I'm really interested to see if we can find him a bride, though. That might be a new alliance. That might be new special named characters. I'm gonna deviate, and we're going fun times and get to work. How old are you? Can I see that here? I can't. But if we want to restore the monarchy, if he dies, we can't restore the monarchy. I don't know, but he's not a spring chick. Let's put it that way. Yeah, go find yourself a bride. Ivorlantho was silent for a long time. It's still too soon, but you're right. This is part of my duties as a king. Colvale took this as permission to start discreetly sounding out the clans for a possible queen. When people found out, they were glad that we were thinking about how to forestall Bernstein's doom, even if Ithordo died without an heir. Yeah, see, I thought people would like that, because, like, we kind of wanted to rebuild our glory. And, like, we can't do that if we want to restore our king and our king dies without an heir. Cararina was exploring our land when disaster struck. A pit opened up under their camp and everyone fell in. The entire party is wounded, but at least one horse perished. Ouch. Okay, well that sucks. Okay, Earth season is harvest season. We are unlikely to get raided here, but it is always possible. We do need to reorganize the clan. Now isn't the worst time. We also could do another explore. We also need to do a venture. I think we're going to adventure and then reorganize, or reorganize and then venture. Let's just get the venture done. Also, thank you. Nogles. Yes, here it is. Okay, actually, we have a lot of spirits. You can bargain with sworn spirits for their magic. Send out a party from the map screen to bring home more spirits. What do we got? We have Crow. Helps our foragers find things. It sounds like the foragers are going to be really important, so that could be really good. Hair, elude, sneak past others. Okay, that's a raiding blessing. Or cattle raid. Okay, healing, restores sick people. I am a little concerned about how many sick people we have. Heron, fishing, brings in food except in dark season. Trade wind, assess, helps get good deals when we buy things or sell. Helps make good deals when we sell things. We literally have the trade wind. That's amazing. Hey, Don Arnold, always enjoy your videos. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy this one too. That's lucky stuff. Oh, I see. You're saying I got lucky. I think we got this many because we picked magic, if I had to guess, and we probably got a good roll. Spirits would be important if so many gods dead. Yeah, spirits are weird. They're not gods. They're very much like nature elementals, I think is the best way to think about them. I'm very happy with this selection though. This is not bad at all. Not bad at all. That curing is kind of interesting to me. All right, but I think I want to get my venture so I don't forget. Well, or hold on. Or do we... Where is my... No. Fortify. What would it cost to build my stake perimeter? 40 goods. I'm gonna regret it if we don't have this and we needed it. Also, we have an actual hill fort. We don't actually have palisade walls, just for the record. We have an earthen fort. Remember, the dwarves built it. 40 goods is expensive, but we can afford it right now. And if we just get it up and just we have it when we need it. I'm doing it. You look arrogant. A bright traveler has a request. He calls himself Kuran Agog, and he says he's a star captain. I lived in the dome as a celestial being, but have come to Earth. Now formed as you are, I collect shards of the wounded sun, keeping light and life alive. Your villa shelters solar shards. We would own them, so that they might be properly stored. This will advance the survival of all realms, so certainly you will reply in the affirmative. I vaguely recognize that name. Were you one of the Pretender sons? A bit more unusual than the Weeders, yeah, indeed. So we could agree. We could say a reciprocal gift would surely be more fitting. Yeah, again, weird culture. You really need to be reciprocal. Like being fair with each other and paying off your debts is like really important. Politely decline or send them packing. Arrogant and imprudent, says our king. So he says send them packing. Forosil Ferocious came down from the heavens to found the Forosilvoli tribe. Not all star husbands are untrustworthy. I like how you said not all, implying that most are. The solar shards he seeks strengthen our solar devotees. So we would be weakening ourselves. Not here. He might give us 20 cows or more. He only recently descended from the sky and has not learned of the subtleties of diplomatic interaction. A big step to move from sky to earth. So I have an agree, a get paid, a no, a get paid or a no, and a get out of here. I feel like we do not want to give up solar shards, especially if it strengthens our sun worshippers, who might be very important. Might be very, very important. Hey, Sunesh, how's it going, man? Oh, so this is the King of Dragon Pass sequel? This is the sequel to the prequel of King of Dragon Pass, if that makes any sense. I was able to, you can carry over your saved game from the 6 Ages Ride Like the Wind. So perfectly acceptable to hop on in here. You don't need that previous knowledge, but this is building upon last series. So pretty cool, I have to say. Politely decline. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling politely decline. Like, we don't need to make an enemy of a sun captain, but I also don't want to give him anything. So I think we're gonna politely decline. Sorry, we were charged with keeping these safe. Oh, minus mood. Failure doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. Your leaders may not be skilled enough for the challenge or lucky enough. Karag again frowned. We thought Bernstead governed itself by the correct hierarchy of the sky, but find you in thrall of the turbulence of storm. Well, we are Orlanthi. The people said that we should have sent a high-handed stranger packing. I must admit that Karan Agang annoyed me as well. Okay, so they wanted me to just kick him out. Interesting. With so many people sick, we should build a shrine. Well, we can't. As soon as we can. It's just its presence will keep people healthier. We can also ask our healing spirit to help. Yeah, we might need to do that. Okay, that's a cool piece of art. Hang on. Hold on. Oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay, there we go. Just grabbing things for future thumbnails. Hanth, a member of your clan, acclaimed for his hunting prowess, says he gained a new blessing from his god Dostal. I can attract more game to the wildlands around the fortress, he says. For as long as I live, beasts will abandon the forest of our immediate neighbors and come here instead. We will gain at their expense, but they are doomed anyways. Someone has to starve. It shouldn't be us. That's a very human answer. That's, man. We did not pick selflessness. We did not pick selflessness. So, we could grant permission. This blessing might yield a substantial quantity of food. Rams and riders alike found Dostal when they came here. Other hunting gods watch over lands. We cannot predict how long it will take for other clans to detect our blessing. Hanth is not known for fancy words. Yeah, so he's probably not lying. Plus, in this, unless you are a raven worshiper or a whatever this guy is, you don't lie about the gods. The gods are real. Like, you don't go talking smack or you're gonna get got. Let him do as he wants. This could cause every clan on our borders to declare a feud. Unlikely, but possible. People respect Hanth's bluntness. We should put him on the ring. So the number one vote is grant permission by far. We have one no and most yeses. Insist that he supports the crown. I mean, we will probably need to do some of that at some point. And that's also not telling him no. I'm a little worried about the diplomatic situation. This is a little more wiffle-waffy. I'm worried though, if he's very blunt and he doesn't support the king, he might just say it and then that's gonna cause me all kinds of trouble. Support the king. You can't eat kingship. Hanth said, yeah, The people joined him in mocking the ring. Some went further laughing at the king. All right, we will grant him permission. Ouch. Okay, well, they're very happy about that at least. Oh. Didn't like alt-tabbing there. The improvement in our hunting yields became apparent right away. People are worried the neighboring clan would perform a divination and discover what Hanth had done. I mean, we're blessed by the gods. Can you really blame us? You're welcome. Apparently. Okay, we are in late Earth season. Many clan members are sick. Yeah, I do need to really deal with that. We still have a venture, and I really don't want to miss my venture. I'm not going to do it yet. I want to get my venture in. We could search, we could trade. They did warn us about food. And is reserved. Are you not telling me? You're not telling me about my food. Wealth. 2 seasons of food is very worrisome. I think we're gonna do some kind of venture that does food. Probably herding, or well, you know what? We just buffed our hunting, right? Although it's less effective in the dark season. Maybe we do some herding. That's a pretty safe one. I don't know if this lasts all year though, is my problem. And we're at the end of the year. I guess let's try it. It fits with what we just had happen. Orlarant and our hunters tracked down a herd of beasts that weren't just skin and bones. They would be able to return there and bring home more food under a year. Okay, hopefully that will be helpful. Still says 2 seasons. This is not an exact number. And remember, it's a rolling number too. Okay, yes. Okay, so we are in early dark season. Not a good time to travel. Let's get that reorganization done. Okay, so he was good at lore, somebody said? Yes, here he is. Diplomacy and lore. Who was my diplomacy pick? You. I hate to lose a good diplomat, but I don't know what else I would turn off. I mean, I guess it would be her, but she's just so generically good that I feel like she can fill in a lot of spots for us when other people have things happen. So I think we're gonna remove Retta, the second lady. She worships Redalda. What was his worship? Oh, right, he worships no one. Okay, this is so gonna bite me because we just caused a diplomatic incident. That's why I'm hesitating so hard here. We did promise. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Everyone declares a blood feud with us? That wouldn't happen, surely. Saradin's followers are happy that he now sits on the clan room. Saradin seemed to take it in stride. Your solar worshippers position the ring. In Beren's day, we embraced Orlanth and his storm court so we could have a king and bring glory to the value. Now Orlanth is dead and so is our kingdom. To survive, we must abandon Vinkotling ways of Redalda brought, rejoining our Hyloring brothers. We must cease to be rams and become riders once more. Demand that they atone for their gross impropriety. Like all petitions we receive, we will give it due consideration. Show us how to do it and we will. Your solution would only worsen our problems. That would be a major shakeup if we changed again. Gross impropriety doesn't begin to cover it. That's a big no. We were once Hyrelings, but we are now Vinkotlings. The right to join two peoples was obvious, a wedding. I have no idea what ceremony we'd use to renounce our storm traditions. Well, wouldn't that be a divorce? A remarkable suggestion. An unthinkable insult to the king. It will never work, and I can explain why. Okay. He's very wise. I mean, we didn't just put him on here for show, right? He is the lore master. So this is like lore. Think of lore as like rules and traditions and laws. So the fact that that's his advice, I weigh that very heavily. He doesn't seem to have a ton of ego either. So that's pretty good. Whatever the rest of you decide. Well, aren't you helpful, trickster? I think we're gonna say your solution would only worsen our problems. And the fact that he says I can explain why, I feel is important. Because if you're gonna tell somebody no when they're coming up with an idea to try to help you, don't be a dick. Take it in stride a little bit. Your solution would only worsen our problems. Minus mood. They go off and contemplate some more, the solar devotee said, in hopes that one day refuting Saradin's admittedly convincing arguments. People didn't like the sound of that. Okay, we're only reserved. We're not in a bad mood. Late dark season. 32 sick people. Okay, we got to do the sickness stuff. Members of the clan ring are personally popular. The clan tends to think that kings are an important institution. Our people would be healthier if we had a shrine to Cenala Roy. They would be, but I can't build one. Irathano never leaves Bernstead except to polish his crown. Ooh. Many say that if Ivor Lantharo dies with no heir, Bernstead is doomed. The people tend to be selfish. We have too many sick and wounded. Sacrificing the channel lore should be our first priority. I don't like that they keep giving me this advice to build a shrine, but I'm not allowed to build shrines, so that's kind of a moot point. So we could sacrifice, or we could do the spirit. I feel like the spirit's the way to go here. We have a shaman, we have high magic, and I have magic points that I can pay. I can pay for it. So healing magic, we want hearing. We're gonna have to bargain. He's a lawyer. Take your point and get out of here, David. Shalena Roy is a top tier girl, but I say call for the spirits. Shalena Roy, your waifu, your healing waifu. Do a lot worse, I suppose. All right, bargain with the healing spirit. We could try to persuade. We could offer magic. This is kind of important. I'm gonna offer magic. We have 2 points left, so we'll come out of the year with 1 extra point left over. We didn't end up having to use our magic for anything else. I'm definitely not releasing a spirit, so no, no, no. She's the only character in the series who's not morally dubious. Well, I'm gonna shatter your illusions here, member. If you are a strict pacifist, I feel like that might be morally dubious because there are times when pacifism is not the moral choice. Sorry. All right, we're gonna offer magic for curing. Bargain. Our hearing spirit cured 10 sick people. Okay, I was kind of hoping for more than that, but okay. We have not found the Regalia. Yeah, so I'm guessing that's gonna be one of our big to-dos. Get him some heirs and then go get our Regalia. Okay, so we are early storm season. Okay, so there's dark season, which is kind of winter, and storm season, which is like deep winter, I guess. We definitely don't want to travel here. Don't really have a good action for this. Maybe we will sacrifice. I mean, we cured 10 and we have 24 sick still. This is going to impact our planting at this rate. We are running curing. Hopefully this continues to tick. Maybe we do a sacrifice to her, though. We could totally do a sacrifice. Now, I believe as a healing goddess, she probably doesn't like blood sacrifices, if I remember right. So 7 goods, I believe, is fair. Let's see. We didn't allocate clan magic to rituals during sacred time. We should make a larger sacrifice. Good advice. There are always a few people wounded or sick. We don't need to ask Shalena O'Roy to make everyone well. We'll be more likely to respond if we offer her at least 7 cows. Okay, you did say cows, although goods and cows can kind of be used interchangeably for the price of something. Nothing comes to mind. Sacrifice of goods worth at least 10 cows. Nothing to add, nothing to add. I feel like she knows what's what. I'm very concerned because we're going to be planting down like a large percentage of our population. Yeah, cow's worth of sacrifice, yeah. Just the wording is very specific here. All right, we're going to do it. Cured 15 of our sick people, and I believe we get that running for a little bit. Oh, look at some little oinkers. Members of the Tricorn clan seek a favor. Accomplished seekers of knowledge and treasure, they endured a heavy blow when the writer exploration god Zarlin died. Oh, we liked Zarlin. Since then, they have taken the unusual step of worshipping your goddess, Redalda, who preserves some of Zarlin's traits. They wish to learn deep secrets of the goddess from Reda, who is eager to assist them. All right, remember, we picked, one of our things is that we are tolerant of strangers. And if we're going to be king, it's better to be loved than feared. And we're stealing all their food, so I feel like we owe them a little bit. And remember, we used to be riders, so we have some kinship there. We were riders before we were rams. If they find the Regalia, will they bring it to us? She's really obsessed with that. Redalda preserves the lore of several dead gods. I wonder if that's because they were her children, maybe? Why not? I mean, fair. With the world in ruin, there is more to explore and more danger in attempting it. The sooner you start exploring, the sooner you will find it. I'll go with the ring's decision. Maybe we agree and offer a formal alliance. One more friend is one less enemy. When did the mock change to 1? Is it those wedding jerks? Let me find out. Are you kidding? Was it the tricorns that were my problem? Way to throw Machiavelli under the bus. He'll be all right. I think he'll come out on top. He'll survive. 3 so you can make a temple. That's big brain. Big brain. I like that. I don't think they will accept an alliance. I don't know, man. They seem a little desperate. And we're agreeing and proposing. I don't think we're saying we'll agree if you have an alliance, although I hope I'm not misinterpreting that. Okay, so everyone says agree. We could gift them 2. These are not the wedding people? Okay, good. Overreaching? I mean, that's true too. I wish I could see what our current relation is. You know what? I like what her thought is here. If they find the Regalia, will they bring it to us? If they hate us, obviously they're not going to bring our Regalia to us. Maybe it's better that we just make some friends. And they are asking for a favor. I don't know if this is a technical favor, like we can request something of them, but having someone in your debt is not bad. This is paying it forward. We'll give them a gift. 7 goods. Actually, you know what? 7. Well, no, this is food. We're having food problems. 7 goods, my good sir. Rita shared her understanding of the goddess with them. They left satisfied, promising to contemplate the lessons she had imparted to them. Remember, we're playing the long game here. 3 generations. Short-term benefits is long-term loss. All right, how are we feeling? We are feeling a lot better. The foolish one lies awake all night and worries. When the morning comes, they're tired out and everything's just as bad as it was. Legitimately, that's actually kind of good advice. The foolish one lies awake all night and worries. When morning comes, they're tired out and everything's just as bad as it was. I like that. Our people could be in better spirits. A number of our god talkers say that if Ivartho dies without an heir, disaster will strike. Dude, you need to pick. Never leaves. Yeah, people tend to think royalty is an important institution. People tend to be selfish. Everyone's popular. Okay. It's good that our ring isn't hated. That's really bad when that happens. Missed a possible alliance without wasting a turn? Well, maybe. Or maybe they would have said no and we would have soured our relations. How do you find out who mocks and hates you? It's going to be on the relationship tab. They'll be colored. So red is like open warfare, and the closer to red you get, the worse. Blue is good. So Cool Rendur is one of our allies, I would assume. Or at least we get along with them. I think that might be our parent tribe. How cool would it be if the builders were still up here? Okay, we are in storm season, so we definitely don't want to travel. I did my ventures, we did our healing. That's I did that a little out of order. We should have done our venture right here. We could try to recruit a few extra swords. Maybe we do a cattle raid next year just to do one and calm everyone's nerves. Okay, we could try to go up to 13 swords. New swords need 3 cows worth of equipment. My goods are okay. They need a horse. They need gifts worth 1 cow every year and 3 cows to get them started. Essentially, we're buying their kit. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go with this. I'm not gonna pay extra because I'm not desperate, but I wouldn't mind a couple extra hands. Yeah, we got 4 extra warriors. You look like the envoy that told us about the elf goddess. After a period of negotiations, the Zethmarlings have agreed to provide a bride for the king, Ivarlantho. No, I need to learn his name. Ivarlantho, who lacks an heir. Hothkara, a young woman celebrated by all for her well-formed teeth. Did I call it or did I call it? When you're sitting around the campfire at night and you're like, dude, check out the teeth on her. Celebrated by all for her well-formed teeth. I mean, historically speaking, one of the #1 ways you died was you got a tooth infection and the infection got into your blood and you died of a blood infection. So like legitimately, like having good teeth was actually kind of a thing. Enters into the arrangement willingly, despite the age gap between her and her royal husband. Her kin expect a traditional bride price of 20 cows and have brought a dowry of similar value. Okay, so she doesn't hate it. They're happy. They're not trying to like scam us. Okay. Wait, he was twice widowed? Okay, now I can see why he's a little more reserved. That sucks, man. I'm sorry, Ivarlantho. I hope this one goes better. Twice widowed, I embrace this new queen with joy, yet also melancholy. We would have greater leverage in negotiations if we possess the royal regalia. Okay, she is very obsessed with that, but I agree. A joint blessing will fill us with magical power. It gladdens our heart, King Ivarlantho, to see you finally ready to marry again. I hope Lothkara is joining our clan willingly and not forced into it for political reasons. Well, it says she enters into the agreement willingly. Living without a royal heir is dangerous. We need a descendant of Beren to take part in the sacred time rituals to strengthen our fortress. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Our fortress is tied to our bloodline. Ooh. In the old days, we had enough beer to get drunk. Now I will have to do the honor alone. Does she look excited? That might be a cultural thing, though. That, like, you're not supposed to be, like, super excited about it. You're supposed to be, like, austere and stoic. We have a fortress? Yeah, we enslaved the dwarves to build it, apparently. That's why we have an earthen keep instead of a wooden palisade. Okay, so I like the idea of a blessing. I like the idea of paying them a little bit. We're still okay on money. We're gonna lose 50, so we'll have 87 left. 2 people. Okay, a lot of people like the idea of the blessing. And you know what? We have divine blood, so a divine blessing could be good. But you do get to be queen. Do you take that into account? For the Orlanthe? I don't know on that one. I think we're going blessing. This will be, it's joint, so it's for us and for them. In general, sacrificed valuables worth at least 5 cows to get the attention of the gods. Bigger sacrifice increases chance. I mean, this is a happy occasion. I'm gonna spend 10. This is a very... I'm throwing in 5 extra for a strapping young lad. Bonus points if we get twins. Heir and a spare. That's what we need right now. Heir and a spare. Population +1, magic +3, -20 herds, +10 goods. So we paid for our own ritual, basically. Their god talkers and ours felt a surge of holy power enter their lungs. The wedding feast took place in an atmosphere of excitement, knowing that the gods who still lived were watching and approved. All right. Things are going way too well. Diplomacy magic will help us assert our position as rulers. At Sacred Time, your holy people determine the omens for the upcoming year. Omens make certain actions easier or harder during the year. Okay, last year, 41 babies were born. That means that like 10% of our population was pregnant last year. Putting in the work, builders. We initiated 18 children as adults. The clan has 13 more people, 39 fewer head of cattle, 5 more horses. We are sufficient in livestock and have enough horses. Our crafters produce goods worth 65 cows, so we had 15 cows of profit. Our annual market has a profit of 21. Okay, so we have 36 extras. So I can spend 36 and not go down in goods is what that means. Maintaining our shrines took 25 cows and goods worth 50. We host too few spirits. Okay, interesting. I thought we had a lot of spirits. The shaman said that disease spirits would not trouble us the coming year. We're known as the clan of kings and builders. Builder kings. What if she dies and we don't get a replacement? I mean, that would really suck. Oh, she did get older. Look at that haircut. That is a trickster haircut. I like it. And look at those teeth. Diplomacy magic will help us assert our position. We should plan to build a shrine to the... I can't build more shrines. It's often better to concentrate our magic. The clan mood is reserved. People are popular. Shrine to the healing goddess. Leave some in reserve. It can help boost all of our magic. Totally. We should plan to build a shrine to Redalda this year. Guys. We can't maintain any more temples. We can't. Okay. Fields, pastures, wilds, crafting, harmony. That is like my baseline. We have 5 left over. I feel like we want to do a raid. Ideally, we won't get caught, so war wouldn't matter. They said we're not going to be sick, so I'm not going to pick health. We're rich in magic. That's because of the ritual we just did. This is not our normal reserves. Demora got rounder? Or she got a suntan, maybe? I think she got a suntan. I'm kind of thinking we're going to do a little bit of exploring. She keeps mentioning we need to explore to find the Regalia. And that leaves 4 in reserves. I feel that's pretty good. What do rituals do? If we sacrifice for ritual knowledge for lore, or if we want to cast a ritual, like we did the healing ritual, that'll help with that. If we also want to do an actual go to the other side, we really want to max this out. We're not going to be doing that anytime soon, though. I think we're just going to keep 4 in reserve. Remember, this is also luck by having some spares. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. In response to repeated provocations, a band of trolls launched a devastating raid against the Tharalings. They did some looting, but were mainly concerned with killing. When they finally withdrew, the trolls took the bodies of the slain. The implications of that are best not dwelled upon. Oh, the ancient foe. You can also use it to nuke raiders. Yeah, it does help your magic that you use during raiding too. Scouring the valley for bandits will make our mission safer. Not a bad idea. Our people could be happier, but that's not important. We should build a shrine. No, shut up. Iverlantho never leaves. People tend to think royalty is an important institution. People are selfish. Feed the can, we could send out foragers. We have... Okay, gym crafting is going, hunting is going, and we can start another. I think we're going to start the fishing. because now would be the time to do it. That's new though. I don't think we ever fished in the past. Oh, did we lose it? Where was that? Ceremony, combat, crafting, defense, entertain, feast, fletchery, foraging. Herding, hunting. Am I crazy? We had one that said fishing, right? Scour for bandits, scour for chaos, search for spirit rocks, trade, trap, worship. I swear there was one that said fishing, and it said something about not during dark season. Maybe because we took somebody off our council. Maybe they were giving it to us. The fletchery is for our not warriors. We could scour for bandits just to make our place safe. And if we're gonna do a bunch of exploration, that wouldn't be a terrible idea. We should get one more venture free at some point this year too. I think we're gonna have to spam gem crafting and crafting, one or the other every year. So we really only have one free one here. I kind of want to get... Okay, we got that going though. We could herd. We could guard our herds. No, let's scour for bandits. Let's make ourselves a little safer here. After many days and nights of searching with the aid of our ancestors, Karina and her party found the brigands lurking in an abandoned village. We attacked, killing many and forcing the rest to flee. Not bad. We should build a shrine to the Storm Bowl. I mean, I'd love to, man. Would be in a better mood. Popular. Okay, nothing new there. Okay, we are in planting season, so we don't really want to do anything crazy. We could send out a small expedition to do some exploration. We could send out another... Does it show me who I visited? Or does that not matter in this one? Yes, it does. Okay. There is certainly a task where we need to visit everyone once. So it's not a bad idea to just slowly chip away at that. So was that where his bride was from, right? The Zethmarling? And we already sent them one. So the Ginaldi... A ram, that is close. Let's make friends with the Flame Singers because they sound metal. I mean, some of these are pretty cool, I will give you that. Okay, so the Jinadari, known for strong magic. Their chief is Jaralor. They're in our tribe. All right, sounds like we need to send an emissary. Visiting all rider or charioteer clans in the valley will show your commitment to diplomacy. Okay, so we are going to take them a few goods. I think I'm going to be a little cheaper than I was. I'm going to go down to 5. Since they said that 5 was enough for a sacrifice, I'm giving you 1 free sacrifice. We could go up a little bit more, but I got to be very careful. We only made, what did I say, 36 in profit? The nice teeth town bride. All right. Okay, this was not the bride he married, but she was the one I made the teeth comment on. Apparently the game heard me. That's all I'm saying. What is with this look? Is this like a thing that we do in our clan? Keeping people fed in these terrible times can be tricky. Some solutions may have their own costs. Slaughtering herds may set you on the road to poverty. Our food situation is grave. We could ask for Redalda's milk blessing to stave off future trouble. We could go outside the clan, request trade, or request food. Right now, we face the possibility of starvation. We have less than a season's worth of food stockpiled. The dried fish we got from the weeders will feed our clan for about 2 weeks. Ooh. Ooh, I didn't realize we were that desperate. We put all of our magic into food and we're still starving. That is way worse than I thought we were doing. I kind of want to save that fish. I mean, things aren't even that bad right now, right? I kind of want to save that. We're going to go out raiding so we could just replace some of our livestock. And it might be nice to know how bad this is, because I have a feeling we're going to get to a point where we're doing that a lot. I have 795 herd. I want to see what this does. This is going to be some science. 795. For science. 66. Okay. Under Bariva's direction, the butchers were able to produce a little more meat than expected. We also ended up with a few extra useful fleeces. All right, well, we're just gonna have to go recoup those debts. Your emissary, Earl Dina, nears the Jinadari village. She brought 7 cows worth of gifts. Here's some gifts for you. Redalda reports, the Ginadari commend our gifts. We believe we can now consider their chief to be friendly. Well, got a little ferret or stoat or something down here. What do we got? Somebody killed somebody. Hanth demands that the clan sanction Karina for unnecessary killing. He found her in a nearby wild, looming over a hunter in a feathered tunic. I acted rightly, says Karina. I commanded him to identify himself. He moves suddenly. When my sword leaves its sheath, death is loosed. Remember, she follows the god of war and death. He only carried a small knife, Hanth responds. You could have driven off the poor starveling with a kick or two. Solitary hunters lead the hardest lives. He deserved mercy. I feel like she's in the right. We can't have someone skulking around stealing our food. And he did lunge with a knife. We need all people to unite against chaos, even the remnant ones. If Karina had done this to a neighbor, a delegation might show up demanding compensation. Hanth shouldn't make trouble. I already explained my actions. That's because that's her in the event. Goods from a fine would remain within the clan, going from Karina's household to the treasury. From Hanth's description of the hunter's tunic, I'd say he was a Yelini. They worship a vulture. Yeah, we knew about them, and have all but died out. Oh, that's sad. We married a girl into their clan to try to teach them about agriculture. Hanth had been surprised when we threw this in his face. Generally speaking, they don't like wiffle waffers. So just saying like, oh, I don't know, is probably not the right choice. I can't really fault her. I mean, I get the idea that like, hey, we need everyone to pull together. This guy doesn't exactly look like he was going to be help. Let's be honest here. How long are you going to save those fish? I'm going to pass that as an heirloom through the family, David. This is Grandpa's fish. All right. Man, I don't know. I don't want to fine her. Like, that would really make her pissy. Open to outsiders does not mean that we allow ourselves to get robbed. Those fish will be in the next game. Our heirloom item. All right, I'm gonna admonish her, but I don't like that choice. They did not give me a lot of good advice here. Plus mood. Karina bore the council's words stoically. The people took pride in the ring's stance. Who are we if we lose our mercy? Okay. Yeah, it's not like we're opening the doors here. All right, before we do our next one, I realize that we are at over 2.5 hours and I have not gotten any tea. This is definitely a series that I got to be very careful with my voice, because if I lose my voice, we can't really go on. So I'm going to leave you here. You guys can check out the diplomacy screen. I'm going to take a 5-minute break and go refill my tea. If you've been here, I would suggest you get up, stretch your legs, get yourself a drink possibly. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to leave a like. That helps me a ton. And if you're new here, I hope I've earned your subscription. I'd love to have you back for the rest of the series and then the other content. All right, if you're not blocking ads, you might get one here. If you do, I appreciate the pennies. And I'm going to start my timer. I will be right back. All right. Hopefully you guys had a good little break there. Let me tell YouTube that I am back. YouTube, I am here. I am very concerned about that food. The fact that we put all of our clan magic into making food and we still are starving has me very concerned. Very, very concerned. We also have that hunting thing that we pulled in that extra food. Yes. Yes. I'm not sure what else we can do there. I guess we could look at doing a sacrifice. Improves hunting yields and helps skirmishers. That could be useful. A little bit of food, a little bit of hunting. Trickster. Okay, foragers maybe. Okay, unfortunately, horses aren't going to feed us. Milk blessing would help. Calf blessing would make more cows. I'm kind of leaning towards the hunting. This is kind of a double shot. Then again, the cows are just reliable. I think we're going to do a cow sacrifice. We're going to go for milk blessing. We're going to try to be economical here. We're going to go for 5 goods. Was not moved by our sacrifice. Destin noted that we have no worshiper of Redalda serving on the ring, which would have made the sacrifice easier. We had not conducted rites during the sacred time. Yeah. Ow. I visited all of our fields and I'm starting to get concerned. We've been raising blood millet and rye on them for 5 years. They're starting to show signs of exhaustion. The last land rotation was before Glorantha was crowned king. In the next year or so, we need to prepare new fields. At least we can rotate some pasture land. Okay, maybe that'll help our food situation a little bit. So far, I kind of like the store lore continuation where they have based on your previous game. That's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it too. I really hope that the elf goddess comes up, because that was like the big thing that we got. So yeah, I'm very curious. I mean, I've played King of Dragon Pass, and these gods weren't dead. So something's gonna happen here. Whether we restart the world or we wake them up or what. So, yeah, interesting to see how we get there. Can we get rid of old temples? We could. The thing is, I don't think we're going to be allowed to rebuild these if we take down a temple from a dead god. So we could get Elmol. We could take down. And actually, I think we're going to change this a little bit more too. Let's just have... Actually, let's protect our people, because we're going to try a raid this year. If I was going to drop one, it would probably be this, although I don't know if that's a good idea, because he's one of our main boys. So that could be a little awkward. Yeah, this is very weird. It's a much different thing. There are definitely some changes. You can't just have unlimited temples if you could afford them. Not having to worry about families on the clan, that was kind of a pain in the butt. That was a little too much. So I'm glad that one did not come back. All right, well, we tried to sacrifice and we failed. I guess let's change to a different one. So let's try, I guess, the hunting yield. Oh, it's late fire season. Hold on, I did want to do a little raiding. The unluck scales are hitting it, yeah. All right, so we want to do a herd raid. All right, it's kind of important that we pick somebody to bully. We want to pick really carefully. Okay, a wheel. Wheels are not going to be our friends, I don't think, no matter what. Okay, he's too far away. Okay, that's a fellow ram. That's a horse. I'm kind of feeling like that's my boy. Okay, that guy's kind of far away. The reason I want them far away, if we make friends with people near us, sometimes they'll warn us about getting raided. The Oro Taggin. I feel like I recognize some of these names. They're coming back to me a little bit. I wonder if that's coincidence, but I seem to remember we bullied these guys last time too. Maybe that's just my gut. All right, now for cattle raids, the ideal is a small group, in and out, don't get caught. That is the dream. So I think we're gonna go 5 and 5 here. I don't want to take too many people off of harvesting, so I don't want to take a lot of bows. Actually, we're in fire season, so we're not actually harvesting yet, so that's fine. Ah, they detected us. We have 5 swords, 5 bows, and we're facing 5 charioteers and 13 footmen. Boo. All right, we're not in a blood feud or anything. We're just going to go for survival. And we would like to evade. We managed to pull back and avoid the Orotagan advance. Yeah, we just GTFO'd. Nobody got hurt. All right, well, I would have much preferred had we won, but if we couldn't win, I'm glad nobody got hurt. Karina, a fearsome warrior and ring member, says she intends to hunt and slay Polamon, chieftain of the nearby Orotagan clan. In a vision from her god, a monk death dealer accused Polananom of speaking to the dead. Not in an ordinary way one contacts ancestors of one's spirits, but by digging up the funeral urns to gain the secrets of talking skulls. Karina does not seek permission. She is simply telling you where she's heading for the next few days. I mean, if you let him start digging up graves, what's next? It's time for her to recognize the authority of the crown. Trickster found what he thought was a stick, but was really death. A monk took it, and so someone trustworthy should have it. Completing the mission will enhance her already formidable fighting prowess. I don't know what you're conferring about. This is going to happen. It's so funny when you have people that in the event on your council. Surely she can kill someone on behalf of her god without letting it being a matter for the entire clan. Okay, so yes, you can do it, but tell them that you're doing this personally. This is personnel, kid. She'll be fine, but I can't say the same for any warriors who go with her. Ermal found the death stick first, but a monk stole it and turned it into an ugly old sword. All right, we just got done demolishing her for killing the one dude. I feel like we owe her a little bit. Maybe if we send an escort, we're basically sanctioning her actions. It is against the people we just attacked, so they already are mad at us. And I did say we needed to pick somebody to bully. I think we just say good luck. I think we just say good luck. Do you sharpen bronze with a whetstone? I don't think you can. Isn't bronze really fragile? I'm pretty sure you'd probably end up doing more damage than sharpening it. You'd have to reheat it and re-sharpen it that way. Maybe I'm not up to date on my bronze working, but I seem to remember it was very brittle. You had to forge it. All right, I think we're just gonna wish her well. The people, so +1 hate, +1 mood. The people who greatly admired Karina eagerly anticipated the tale she would tell when she returned. Karina returned to say she had succeeded, hacking her way through Polamon's guard and sending him forever to the lightless underworld. As she did so, a monk blessed her with additional speed and strength, which was now hers to keep. Combat is up to heroic. And she's only 36. I feel like that was a very good outcome. Okay, so we're gonna have somebody who hates us. It's them. It is what it is. It's unfortunate that it was them after we just raided them. So that's a little ouch, but I feel like heroic at 36. Designated, see if you can get a look at her teeth. Asking for a friend. Yeah, that went really well. Okay, so we are in Earth season. So we are harvesting. We don't want to be gallivanting around with a bunch of people. We are short on spirits. We could go looking. We could just explore our own place a little more. It's unlikely that we're going to get raided during harvest season. That would be stupid. We could also put up some more magic. I kind of feel hunting seems to be our thing right now. Maybe we do a sacrifice here. We don't have a Dolstal on the plan though, right? At least I'm pretty sure we don't. Okay, so you do... Who are you? Elmal. Redalda. Shaman. Monked. Saris. None. And Ermal. Yeah. Okay, so sacrifice 5 was not enough last time. Let's go up to... I'm kind of desperate. Let's go up to 10. We'll double the normal. You think that I'm thinking of copper. Bronze is far more malleable to the 10. Yeah, but does that mean you could still use a whetstone on it? Because whetstones grind, but you usually use that, in my mind, on iron. I definitely could be confusing those. It's been a while since I got really into Dwarf Fortress. Our sacrifice was favorably received. Okay, thank goodness. I'm very concerned about our food. 2 seasons, but 2 seasons is not enough because that's gonna be dark season and storm season, and then we're hungry again. Okay, do we... Yeah, we can start a venture. Do we have yeah, convert pastures to fields? I do not want to take any chances on food. We're doing that. Do we do it now, though? I think we're going to do that during storm season. All right, let's send out another exploration. And we'll send no bows, and we'll send some of our swords. We're just going to explore our own territory. I'm not going to go anywhere crazy at the moment. A minus mood. Man, we are getting slaughtered on that. Is this our fortress? That's pretty cool. So we have a hell fort and like a double wall. Not bad, not bad. Yeah. Spirals up to the top. That's not a terrible design. Maybe a couple more archer positions right here to guard the door, but otherwise. A punishing rainstorm lashes your home, Berenstead. Not to be confused with the bears. Weeks of rainfall have turned the world to mud. When the rain hits the skin, it burns until wiped off. You thought your people had grown inured to the hardships of the darkening world, but now they sink to new depths of despair. This is how the world dies, says Delmara. Not with fire, not with earthquakes, but drowned like a drunk in a ditch. Jeez, Delmara, it's gonna be all right. Buy yourself, treat yourself, lady. So we could defy the rain with a kite flying contest. Let's go fly some kites in the acid rain. I don't know about that. Never fear, the sun will return. Throw a feast. The world is doomed. We must face this bravely. Okay, until the crop starts thriving again, feasting is wasteful and stupid. I agree. The people must know we understand the gravity of the crisis. So we would say the world is doomed. We must be brave. Orlanth once had a rain god in his tribe named Heller. I wonder what happened to him. Not here. Strong kinship will strengthen our magic, keeping ill rains at bay. Kite flying contests replace archery bouts when we recognized Orlanth. That doesn't mean they're a good idea now. Only big risks will get us out of our lamentable state. You know, there's a reason that you keep the fool around. However, flying kites in the acid rain sounds like a horrible plan. We can't feast, Jesse. We're already starving. We definitely don't have the food for that. I kind of like the idea of just the world's doomed. Screw it. We'll survive anyways. And the trickster we trust. Carefully trust. Yeah, I think this one's far too optimistic. The world is doomed. We must face this bravely. Plus mood. The people shook bold fists at the corrupted. That's right, Cloud. Don't think I don't know where you're at. Come down here and fight me. Han's game blessing continues to bolster our hunting. We see no indication that our neighbors have discovered our use of it. We're back from scouting our lands. At first we thought we found a small patch of healthy barley, but it vanished when we touched it. That sounds like chaos. Your clan is suffering stress in more than one area. Stress typically makes actions in that area harder until it ends. I think that's going to be our food stuff. Okay, dark season. Dark is not full on winter. I think I want to try another explore. I'd like to find something around here. We could also try to just forage, but usually forage is better if you go someplace away from claimed lands. We could, I mean, we could. Maybe we run over here and do a forage. Oh, but we're not blessed. Yeah, that's true. We are not blessed. Yeah, let's just continue checking our own lands for now. So we'll do that one. We explored a hilltop near our border. On the hunch, I looked under some brambles and found a drop of bright amber. It's clearly magical and will help our rituals. Nice. Okay, then I want to run our venture so we don't miss it. Convert pastures to fields. Orlant lent the clan in the tedious work of clearing poisonous weeds from some of our pastured land. Then it was much easier task to consecrate the newly cleared fields in memory of Pela and Ernalda. The old fields become grazing lands for our horses. Oh, bad things are happening. Did we lose our bell? The sun-stealing layer of smoke that blankets the sky settles ever closer to the ground. Pulsing with green glow of chaos, its poison detritus fills your lungs and burns your eyes, sickening the people. People complain they are breathing the awful bleating of goats. Call on Cenala Elroy, the healer, to cure the sick. Call on Emal, the guardian sun, to burn the smoke. Call on Urox, the desert wind, to blow away the smoke. Tough it out. I cannot be remembered as the king who let the sky grow poisonous. So he wants to do anything. We can heal people later. First, we must remove the cause of their suffering. Not bad. Okay. Not as bad as it looks. All right. We have been lax in disciplining moaners. People will blame us if we try to tough this out. Choose a god worshipped by one or more of the ringleaders, or at least we have a shrine to. So we have only Emal as a person on the council. Only Emal or Urox can forestall this permanently. This is a tough one. Okay, this has the most votes. We're gonna burn smoke? I don't know about that. Is chaos flammable? But she makes a good point. This is the only person on my council of the three gods. That is pretty important. I think we're going for it. All right, Iverlantho, channel the sun god. Oh, goodness. This is really important that we succeed. I think we're gonna go hard. We're going 20. 4 times the minimum sacrifice. 21 for good luck. Do you perform a stronger rite that risks the integrity of your temple? Ooh. Risky rites can go poorly, can result in damage to a shrine or temple, though they do increase the odds of success. So like critical success or failure. I think we gotta risk it for the biscuit. I mean, if chaos is literally falling from the sky, we hate chaos. All my buddies hate chaos. But then again, am I gonna be able to repair this? He's not dead, so I'm gonna guess that we can. Do it. Goods minus 21. The smoke screamed in pain as Ermal burned it with a pale orange heat. It dissipated, and we knew it would not return. Although the god had cleansed the sky, our people still wheezed piteously. Ermal, true bro. True bro. How do you get rid of smog? With fire. If we had a representative from Redalda or Redalda on the ring, we could spend more helping magic on our herds. We could. That is true. That is true. What are we in right now? Storm season. What are you thinking? The clan tends to think royalty is important. Healthy shrine. Never leaves. Popular. Selfish. Too many people are ill. Okay, I agree to that. We've been failing our magic pretty consistently. What if we... What about our spirit? Let's use our spirit. We'll bargain with healing. We will offer it some magic. We have 5, so we're not starving for that. So we'll offer some magic to cure people. Bargain. Started healing 10. Excellent. All right, we did something. That's good. Late storm. Okay, we have all of our ventures going. Can't really travel during storm. I mean, I guess we could try. We could also get another spirit up and running. Helps our foragers find things. That sounds suspiciously like we could maybe find one of our regalia, but I also assume that means more food. Brings in, oh, here's the fishing. Okay, Babel's not crazy. Can we add the queen? I'm not sure if she's an actual character. That's a good question though, Andrew. I will check that. Okay, so it doesn't work in dark season. It's not dark season, it's storm season. Anything to help our food a little bit here. We'll offer it some magic. Bargain. The Heron Spirit was happy to accept Drestra's offer of clan magic. The spirit showed our fishermen the best spots, and they brought food in for the clan. Most of it was eels, but there were also a number of frogs. Oh, we're turning French. We're Japanese French. Eels and frogs. Population +1, magic +5. Oh, that's a good sign. The king and his recent bribe, Hothkara, announced the birth of their son, Venef. The barren line of kings again has a male heir, which it has lacked since Ivar Lantho's sons from his first marriage were killed by chaos emanations. Look at my boy, Ivar Lantho declares. He will grow up strong of mind and sure of thought. When I am gone, he will lead the Beren Telly to glories untold, since riders and rams met and became one. The God Talkers say this is an auspicious event, has increased our clan magic. I'm glad he was born after the poison air. Also, isn't this what our boy was carving? I'm pretty sure I saw him carving like this part of that statue. Fortune again turns my way. Hothkara endured like a hero. Childbirth heroic. We must honor his birth by finding the rest of the lost regalia. What do you want for dinner? The regalia? Are you heading to bed? No, I'm looking for the regalia. Hope you have a good day. I can't. I don't have any regalia. Slow your roll, Colville. Jeez. Okay, so celebrate the renewal. Cranky, celebrate the renewal. When Ivar Lantho was born, blue-eyed cattle showed up in our corral. That was a pretty auspicious event. All hail the prince of the Beren Telly. Squabbling over kingship causes dissension at home and disrespect from our neighbors. Encourage harmony. Okay. He's very wise, remember. Let's get drunk. She's like, keg. It's a birth, not a... We are not feasting. I like the idea of the celebration, but I also really weigh his words strongly. Harmony would be good. But you know what? We need a good time. Let's celebrate the renewal of the royal line. I like how the midlife looks more exhausted than the mother. I mean, the midlife is also like 90 years old, to be fair. Probably doesn't even have any teeth. All right, we're gonna celebrate the renewal of the line. Plus mood. The words of the ring dispose the people towards Iverlantho and his desire to revive true kingship at Berenstead. Erlandina died of old age. She was pleased to be leaving the world from Berenstead. The clan will miss her diplomacy and her teeth. She died at 62, Andrew. So she only made it, what, 1 year of game time? 2 years? We'll miss your teeth, lady. So, okay, here's a... I think this is a new character. I don't recognize the picture. Chelena, or Chalana Arroy. That would be somebody maybe we need to get onto our council. There seems to be a lot of sickness. Just food for thought next time we need to do something. I have fantastic news regarding Karina. Due to her many hours of sparring and practice and sincere offerings to Asara, Humakt, and other gods of war, Karina's ability at arms is now ranked on par with the heroes of legend. So she is like maxing out. So I think legendary is above heroic, I want to say. I might be wrong about that. Either way, awesome. Okay, yep, move that out of the way. Last year, 40 babies were born. We initiated 19 children as adults. We have 10 more people, 77 fewer heads of cattle. That's a little ouch. 3 more horses. We are sufficient in livestock and we have enough horses. Our crafters produced 65 and we traded for 35. So we made 100 this year. That's way better. That's way better. So we have 50 profit. Now, saying that, we still only have 108. We have too few spirits. The leaves of the oak tree fell off early, but nobody agreed what that signified. Okay. All right. Fields, pastures, wilds, crafts. Probably harmony, probably health. Maybe we go... We need to do a raid. Maybe we go into some war this year. Maybe light war. We'll do 1 war. I kind of feel like war and exploration should be mutually exclusive, but I'm going to do it anyways. That still leaves us with 5 in reserve. I'm very glad we went heavy on magic. I really wish we had more pasture magic, though. And wilds. Yeah, I'm going with it. What is less compelling than the rush of fear behind the ears? Do you understand the meaning of this question? What is less compelling than the rush of fear behind the ears? So what is more compelling? I'm gonna say no. I hope that was a good choice. I hope that was a good choice. Okay, we're down to 19 sick people, but we have 19 sick people. I'm not excited about that. We can have a venture. We have 1 season of food. We need to do another food venture. We are still fishing. Get Crow up and running to help our foragers, maybe? We're planting, so we don't want to go anywhere. We have lots of magic. Yeah, okay, let's bargain with Crow. We'll offer some magic. We also could just try to trade, persuade him. What is my shaman's... You're a shaman, aren't you? I think it's diplomacy, and she's only good. All right, let's try this. I have a feeling this isn't going to work. Made an agreement with the Crow Spirit to help for several years. Okay. Okay, good job. Oh my goodness. Girl, you need to slow your roll. Your warrior, Karina approaches Saradin. The other day I overheard you say that death is perhaps the greatest illusion of all. I seek to disprove this with the aid of my fellow homunculi and the Enadrin. I cannot strike you with my sword, for that would be kin strife. However, nothing prevents Enadrin from challenging you to a duel to the death. I trust you will stand with your convictions and comply, Saradin. You are not being very helpful right now, lady. A gross usurpation of authority. Why would Saradin succumb to pressure to fight? We'll make fools of ourselves if we try. By duel to the death, he surely means first blood. Surely. We all owe Anadin thanks for coming all this way. They act as individuals. I did not say death was an illusion. I asked if it was. Goad a man into a fight that will likely end him. That's why you have me on the ring. Well, I'm not trying to get him killed, I'll be honest. Nobody here says no. Considering her abilities? Yeah, except for she's gonna kill off our other dude. Yeah. I don't think we can tell her no. She's too much of a hothead. We could just stay out of it, and people, because this is an individual thing, I don't think people would be mad at us, but it still might hurt the mood. I don't want to goad him into doing it. I'm a little worried that you guys are so into that. I think we just stay out of this. I think we just stay out of this. This is not good. I mean, he's very smart, but is he smart enough not to accept the duel? He also probably has a lot of honor. And honor would say he will take the duel. I think we're gonna stay out of this. This is... Okay, I need some tea before I have pain. Thank you, Andrew. Thoughts and prayers. The council will stay out of this. Saradin declined to fight. No one, not even Karina, expected any different. No one thought the ring should have involved itself. We got plus mood for that. So we made the right call. Man. That was stressful, I won't lie. Ooh. That kind of reminds me of like the thing that happens towards the end of Disco Elysium that is literally nothing but like text options, and it is so bloody stressful. If you know, you know. Okay, how are we doing on that food though? We're still at 1 season. I'd really like to get this past that. We can have a venture. Okay, I think we need to get our food venture up and running. Late C season. Okay, we're doing our field conversion. We could do foraging. We are running a blessing for that. Maybe that would be good. You also look like a leprechaun. Who the heck are you? You follow Cenala. Okay, you are the right person for it. Okay, we could do that. We could just do some herding. Just increase our cattle. Cattle, remember, do give us passive food because we can milk them. And I assume that you cull some of them. And then just recouping our numbers wouldn't be a bad idea either. We also could look around for chaos. Must have more than 10 swords available and a shrine to Urox. Ooh, okay. At some point, we will probably have to do that. I think we're just going to do foraging. We have a person who can do it. Her food is excellent. We have a blessing up. We have an event up. Plus, we don't know what the oak leaves falling early means. I take that as an early winter, or maybe a bountiful fall, maybe? Sar Sagala and our foragers searched high and low and found some tubers that could be harvested over the coming weeks. They would be able to make use of this bounty for under a year. Gotta love that tuber. Ivor Lantho, who serves as chieftain of your clan, and is also hereditary king of the tribe, the Beren Telly, has been thinking. Our many misfortunes have one cause in common, he says. The other clans of our tribe no longer submit to our regal authority. Only by uniting under one crown can we together withstand darkness's choking grip. Instruct your lore seekers to learn secrets of lost royal regalia. Now is not the time. Okay, I think it is time for this. Send an exploration party in search of lost royal regalia. Sound out our neighbors and their willingness to recognize him. The kingdom is dead, give up the dream. Well, we decided that we are keeping the dream alive, so... the rest of you regard yourselves as a clan ring and not a royal court. Still, it's time that you learn to obey your rightful king. If we had the royal regalia, we could turn things around. I'm leaning towards 1, actually. If we had some hints about where to go, that would be a boon. The lost regalia consists of the horn of the Vingot, the cloak of Redalda, and the crown of Beren, now likely separated. The people are divided. As clans, we are doomed. As a tribe, we will fight and win. Though qualified by blood to be king, Glorantha has not undergone a full coronation rite. This would require 3 royal treasures, lost when the king Vinglanth died in battle. Redalda took an existing treasure, holy to Vingot, and incorporated it into her husband's regalia. I do remember that. Okay, so I really wish you had had some advice here, Mr. Lore. I think we're gonna have our lore seekers think about this. The lore seeker said yes in a way that meant no. No. The king sympathizer said we should take a firmer hand with the truculent sages. Okay, I don't think I played that very well. Members of the council are personally popular, are they? If we were healthier... Okay, that is not great. To help feed the clan, we could send out foragers. We could. Early fire season. All right, let's try to get a raid in again. All right, I don't want to super duper slam him. What about these guys? Too far. That's a wheel clan. Okay, we will do that. Again, smaller and sneakier, probably better. Ah, man, I am just getting caught like crazy. 5 swords, 5 bows versus 5 charioteers and 7 footmen. Charioteer is equivalent to a sword, and a footman's equivalent to a bow. I mean, that's not insurmountable, and we have an amazing leader. Although I don't think she's technically here. I mean, if we win, we get plunder. I think we're gonna fight one. Let's fight one. So we are gonna try to plunder. Okay. This is a very convoluted rock, paper, scissor, missile magic system. I'm gonna have to refresh my memory of that. Okay, so we have bows. We either skirmish or maneuver. Or we can try to parlay. I don't think they're gonna take a parlay though. Skirmish. Their advance on us was with only light casualties. We did get 1 chariot though. Okay, remember, we get bonuses to fight cautiously. You had 5 magic. I don't want to spend magic on just a minor skirmish. If we lose, we lose. If we were doing a full-on raid, then I would magic it up. All right, let's try our fight cautiously. They tried to hold their ground, but we pressed them back. It was soon over. Nice. Nice. We had no wounds. We wounded 2 of their elites and 2 of their regulars. Perfect. No harm, no foul. I don't think we got much, though. -1 treasure. We lost 2 treasures at this point. Ouch. Hey, Callie, how's it going? In the deepest cellar level of your citadel, royal attendants find a grate made from magical metal called iron. Someone has moved aside a rug that has been covering it, perhaps for generations. A search reveals one of your treasures, the goat totem, has gone missing. Well. People will panic if they know invaders can enter the citadel. We must know for sure if dwarves did this. A blessing in disguise. We'll have to go into that shaft feet first, one at a time. Not exactly favorable terrain. Yeah, if you don't know what's down there. Iron is valuable, but only when it's been worked into something useful. I suspect dwarves. They're the one who built Berenstead and must have installed a secret entrance into our realm. Some truths are best concealed. I mean, we can't have a back door into our palace. Ooh, ouch. Is that a seasonal allergy thing, Callie, or just caught a bug? I think we're gonna try our spirits. We have a shaman, and if I'm gonna spend a slot on on a shaman, they better earn their keep. So, spirits? Yes. Our drums attracted owl spirits who said the robbers were dwarves. Your ancestors enslaved them, forcing them to build this place, they hoot. They built this grate so they could come back at any time and exact a toll for the crimes of Beren. Okay, so it was the dwarves. Quietly put it back. Quietly put it back. Replace the gate and put heavy things on it. They all say they want to put it back. I kind of want to invoke the memory. Allergy? Oh, yikes. Oh man, that sucks. I've only ever had one bad sinus infection, and it was like a long time ago. When I was in high school, I had to take my physics final with a sinus infection. Talk about misery. Okay, I'm gonna do what the council wants, although Babel wants to invoke Beren's memory. Do we block it with heavy items? I mean, let's do what they want me to do, and then when this happens again, I'm gonna say I told you so. We'll put everything back the way it was. Minus mood, minus manic. Panic was thus avoided. Was it? Was it? Yeah, our mood's down to worried. Me too. Less than a season of food. I'm very worried. We do have a venture. Late fire season. We have absolutely failed at getting a raid. All right, give me some more food. We're foraging, we're pasturing. I guess we just do some herding. We now had 13 more cows and 2 more horses. Dresta, a powerful shaman of your clan, says it's an auspicious time to contact the spirit world. I can gain a significant gift of magic, but there's a chance this will make it harder for us to successfully bargain with the gods. Your people greatly respect Dresta and regard her personal proposal favorably. Loyal upholder of the crown, you have earned our support. Both the storm and fire sided with our lineage both the storm and fire sides of our lineage learn to deal with spirits. Okay. My presence on the ring will grant me strength as I perform the rite. Death will remain strong no matter what Dresta does. Isaris is dead and we cannot bargain with him in any case. I lean towards making spirit bargaining easier. Shouldn't we be seeing past the tradition of sacrifice? We need to act boldly, more boldly than this. I agree. Plus mood, plus magic. A lot of magic. Dresta joined with our other shamans to perform a successful rite, swelling Berenstead with positive magic. We got good vibes, man. The feng shui is great. The feared loss of connection to the gods has not occurred, she said. Don't be jelly, gods. Reda, a member of your clan, celebrated for her connection to her ancestor, the horse goddess Redalda, petitions the ring to undertake a quest. A divine vision tells her that by slipping through a hole in the world, she can ride Sharander, legendary mount of your first king. She wishes to take a small escort of stout warriors with her on this admittedly dangerous mission. I mean, don't you want to go to heaven and ride horses? Insists she first supports the crown. He is kind of a little something something, isn't he? He's a lot more whiny than I expected. The people supporter saying no will make us look bad. An encounter with Sharander could lead to a gift of horse magic, or the sorts of lesser blessings you get from a temple. Sharander was killed by chaos creatures. We cannot raise the stature of crown haters. Holes in the world grow more numerous every year. We can never be sure what's on the other side, or if you can get back again. Look, I'm wearing a jar on my head. Doing her best, let me solo her cosplay. I think I'm gonna grant permission here. I don't feel like it's a good idea. Every single time we try to strong arm people, it doesn't work. All right, you have permission. I'm gonna go hard on this. You can have 5 swords. Rita said that it could be a season or more before they return. Although we have 3 ongoing trade routes, there isn't enough support for a seasonal market. Some less friendly clans claim this because our traders are incompetent. Our ancestors are disappointed too. Oh. Are you saying that I need more trading? I'm guessing that means they want us to go back up to 4 because we've dropped to an annual market. All right, I can try. Earth season, so it's time to harvest. That's not a terrible caravan season. Yeah, look at this. We're down to 2. So, okay, we didn't lose the bell. I guess that was showing me the bell did something. When we had the rain event, that said soothing bell. So we're down to the bell and the turtle stone. I wonder if this grants magic when I win via cautious fighting. That's kind of my guess. Okay, so we would like to establish a route. Where are we going? Hang on. Where are we going? Zeth or Gin would be my first choices. Not explore. Relation. Emissary. That was not it. Wealth. Caravan. Establish a route. Inari. Okay, no bows. 5 swords. Or the Zeth Marring. Hold on. Let me double check. Neither of you. Okay, we're not trading with either one of them. I think we're going to try to ally those two, like, really hard. Okay, establish a route. Let's do Zeth Marring. No bows. 5 swords. Swords don't help harvest anyways. Our caravan is back from the Zeth Marring. The Zeth Marring traders were pleased to receive our first caravan we'd sent them, since things had gotten so bad. They were happy to get access to a wider range of trade goods and agreed on regular caravans. We also made a small profit. Are you proud of me, ancestors? Oh no. Oh no, it's chaos. You learned that the Delis Carrings have struck a deal with cultists of the chaos god, Tyram the Broken. The cultists punched a hole in the soot-choked sky above Delis Karsu instead, allowing some sun to shine on their fields and pastures. Tyram led the chaos horde that invaded the sky. Orlanth cast him to the earth, shattering him into pieces. When Orlanth died, Tyram reassembled himself in chaotic fashion. Those who pledged him are dismembered and reconstructed into hideous parodies of human form. They are not Beren Telly, so their depravity is to be expected. King Beren took part in the battle that led to Tyram's fall from the sky, which broke the god to pieces. Let them have a little sunshine. Don't expect them to defeat the Timerites. Killing the Timerites will decrease chaos hold on the region. Yeah, I feel like this is not a good thing. You do not want this around. Kind of similar to Warhammer. Chaos is just never good. It's like radioactive plague. You don't want it near you. A clan making too many unholy deals will see its stead turn into a chaos nest. If they fight the Termites and get pasted, we should raid them when they're weak and vulnerable. So we could demand that they fight them. We could hire. We could. I don't think we can do it ourselves because I've sent a lot of our swords away. But it would be good. We do have a great leader. Winning this victory ourselves could be pretty good, though. People should look very kindly on us. They should look very kindly on us if we kill the cultists. Isn't Karina? Yeah, and you know what? She has been a pain in my butt. She has to earn her keep. We're gonna do this ourselves. This is a kingly venture. Swords maxed. Bows maxed. Proceed. Such odd folks should not have been hard to find, but Karina's party came up empty-handed all the same. Karina said chaos was there when you don't seek it and gone when you did. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. What do we need for that one shrine? It was to this one, right? Yeah. Urox is the berserker god, and he freaking hates chaos. Me too, buddy. And I still can't do this, right? I can. I don't know why I can suddenly build this. This is a... I really want to get that because I would like to make sure we don't have chaos in our lands. But here's the thing. We're starving to death. We are really starving to death. Milk blessing would be quite the blessing. I think we have to do that. What season am I in? Earth. I think we're doing it. Build me a shrine. And not calf blessing. Milk. Oh no, we had a crash. Oh, I was not expecting that. Okay, hang tight. I believe this auto saves every turn. Man, what is up with crashing games lately? Okay. Play. Okay, we are the builders. I wish there was a delete button here. My little test game I made to make sure things were working. I'd love to get rid of that. All right, we are the builders. Okay, it didn't like when I unchecked this. Please don't be a repeatable crash. Okay. Whew, chaos. That's right. Chaos trying to stop us. They don't want us to have a milk blessing because they're jealous. Okay, we can't support another upgrade, but that already should help a little bit. That should help a little bit. All right, early dark season. We did end up with 2 seasons of food, so that is something. Snow and cold. We have all of our ventures. We still have 20 people who are sick. Maybe let's come in here. Let's go to our spirits. Healing, bargain, persuade, curing, bargain. Cured 10 sick people. A delegation from the Merging clan arrives to call in the favor you owe them. They are wheel people, once widespread culture who, like your raider ancestors, lived long ago in the ancient Golden City. When Redalda converted your clan to Orlanth worship, the commonalities you had with them became even less relevant. We understand that the Tricorns owe you a favor. We request that you secure the return of an idol they looted from our shrine to Cenala. I mean, that would be fine. We could pay off our favor. Small beans, deal with it quickly. If the river was tears, we'd have plentiful salt. Favors worth 20 cows, small beans. Charioteers distrust the spirits. Okay, I'm okay with that. We have a lot of goods. Now, let's agree. Let's try the diplomacy route. Okay, my best diplomat is excellent, who is way better than she is, so we're gonna send Jarlanth. He worships the ancestors. I mean, our ancestors were traders. That might be relevant. We'll send 5 swords, 5 bows. The Tricorns refused our entry. We had annoyed them for nothing. Well, that sucks. I don't have much else to say about that. Lake Darkseid. Man, I feel like we need some more skills. We're failing a lot of skill rolls. Mood is worried. We still have 2 stockpiles of food. It's not a good season to be traveling. I don't have a venture. Man. I guess we could try a local explorer. This is not really the season for it. I really want to know why it keeps selecting her automatically. I guess let's just trust it and we'll let her try. Our priests and shamans felt distant eyes upon our wildlands. Uh-oh. They believe this was a divination used by our neighbors to learn of Hant's game blessing. If true, we can expect trouble as the blessing takes food from their mouths. While exploring our lands, we had a close call. In the middle of the afternoon, a pack of direwolves attacked us while we were resting. They killed 4 horses before we drove them off. If only we had the royal regalia, Babel's tea wouldn't have run out. True. If we found the regalia, none of this would have happened. Okay, storm season. Now we really don't want to be going anywhere. And I really don't have anything to do. We have a lot of goods. We have nothing. I'm used to having to build all this. This is normally what I'd be doing in the early game. So it's kind of weird to have that finished. What did he say? We urgently need more warriors. Okay, I'll buy that. We'll go up again. I'm not gonna, well, actually, you know what? We'll offer an additional gift. We'll try this pretty hard. We were able to raise 5 more warriors. We have more than what's showing down here. Remember, some of them are not here right now. Okay, our bell went off. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. They're casting that infernal breeding here. Oh, look, it's one of the scorpion dudes. We hate those guys. Fearsome new foes. The Talokans appear as if from nowhere to clamber over our walls. These demons from the underworld, some winged, some insect-like, others locked in twisted human forms, serve as war leaders of the undead army massing in the west of the valley. Excuse me? Undead army? Excuse me? They attack people and livestock alike. Karina musters every fighter present to push them back. 2 soldiers were wounded. You lose 3 non-combatants and 5 head of cattle. Well, I hate that. I hate that a lot. This never happened to my father. Well, that's not very helpful, man. Your son better be a better ruler than you, because you frankly suck. When Nontrea came calling and Orlanth was not there, Ernalda was laid in a funeral shroud and buried in the earth. A ward against chaos will strengthen us when they or their ilk return. A second fight will be no less bruising. Talokans wield whips to spur the undead. There are more of them out there. Horror stills my tongue. Your teeth look like they got worse. They're making our women's teeth look worse. I kind of like the idea of trying to get a ward up. We don't have a Urox worshiper on the council, but I'm going to try. Sacrifice, I'm willing to go kind of hard on that. Let's go 15. Our bold devotees stomped on the corpses of the dead Talokans, gaining the attention of Urox. The desert wind would scorch them if they came near us again. Good. Kaleville is thinking big, the way we all should. Immediately after the Talakan attack, Calvel approached the rest of the king with a proposal. The Talakan demons were spawned by Nontrea the Taker. We were attacked because Nontrea is afraid of us, so we must be able to damage him. I don't know quite how it will work, but I think if we get the other clans to help, we can strike back at Nontrea. This is something that could unify the tribe. I'll go myself. Okay, they keep whining about him not going anywhere. That might be good. There are too few chances to strike a blow against chaos. Let's start while we have one. When we were still riders, we used to worship Ernalda under the title of Nyalda. Wheels and Riders still call her that name, and may tell a different story about her death. They'll be harder to convince. Okay. Orland sent Nontrea to the underworld, but he didn't stay there. Convincing the other clans to join us will probably require gifts. Nontrea may have taken Ernalda, but she left an Ernalda-shaped hole. Calvel is thinking big. Okay, I wish you had a little more detail. Like, can I try this without cutting myself off if we fail? I really don't want to miss out on this, so I'm gonna not take the chance. Who do we want to have help? We'll try the Zethmaring. Actually, wait. Was it the Zethmaring or the Gennardi? It was the Gennardi who we have our queen from, right? And we are friends. He likes magic. They worship Volnid the Winter King. They're in our tribe. So are they. The Trickster hasn't been useful a single time? Nope. No, they have not. Although she did support somebody, which is kind of interesting. She doesn't usually. I'm wondering how the clans without a fortress survive these guys. Well, they probably are taking a lot more casualties than we are. All right, let's try the Gennaldi. Who should we send to convince them? Our king. How many escorts? We need to go hard on escorts. We're not having our king die. I will do 10 and 10. Take him a gift? Yes. 10 goods. Acting on Calvel's idea, Ivan Lantho appears in Gennardi aid to help in a combined ritual against Nontrea. The Barathanchi tribe needs you. It's your sacred duty to avenge Ernalda. We must all fight chaos. A Gernaldi priestess can play the role of Ernalda. I think we all must fight chaos. We would be happy to fight chaos, but this is an overly complex scheme. He thought that another image... Okay, so his stats are just too low. Okay, I wonder if we can actually have more chances at that. Let's try that again. If we go here with an emissary, and we pick the person with the highest diplomacy... I'm not sure that actually will work, because we don't have a special option. I am going to try. We'll bring them a little gift of goods. Keep trying to get them on our bright side. Hey, he left. You can't keep ragging on him. That's not fair. A mission from the Gernali clan demands compensation for your use of a blessing to divert game. Man, the checks are coming due. You chose this blessing. It has gone on a long time, causing great hunger, they say. For goods worth 20 cows, we'll withdraw our complaint. I mean, I kind of want to say it was the will of the god. The royal clan may never bend. He says no. To ask for an immediate end to a blessing might anger the gods, so they're not asking us to do that. Reasonable. It's not like they performed a divination and know for certain. Yeah, somebody did, though. We can back up threats we care to make. This must be because of Hans' blessing. I can make a strong case that the request for compensation flouts divine will. My presence on the ring greatly aids in deception. All right, Saradin, I'm gonna count on you, man. You and your beanie. We will give him a little gift. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong, but here's also some compensation. They had to admit that the gods would not favor any unworthy clan. They would have to win back Dostal's favor by sacrifice and ceremonial effort. Yeah, stop being jealous, man. It's not cute. It's quite ugly. Your emissary brought gifts. Okay, so we can keep trying that. Let's try again. So, help us thwart Nonthrea the Taker. Appeals to them for aid. And again, he suggests chaos. We must all fight chaos. I'm gonna trust your excellent diplomacy. They agreed to support whatever ritual we came up with, so it was a skill issue. Our king is just so mediocre. We didn't start the eugenics project early enough. All my Crusader Kings experience tells me. Okay, Chaos is a treacherous foe and easier to fight together. Their chief, Jarlor, swore an oath to help when we are ready. His lore masters would try to investigate Nonthrea while we were waiting. Okay, so I think next year, we're gonna have to set up a ritual. Okay, last year, 33 babies were born. We initiated 19 children as adults. We have 2 more people, 1 more cattle, 5 fewer horses. We are sufficient in livestock and we have enough horses. Our crafters produce goods worth 65 cows, and our seasonal market is 35, so 100 again. And we spent 54 of that 100. Our goods are getting kind of low. We host too few spirits. There were many swirling gusts of wind, but no one was sure what that meant. Our king isn't inbred enough, sadly. I'm not sure what you mean by sadly. Pastures, wilds, crafts, harmony. Health, we're gonna go hard on the ritual. And I think we're gonna do a little bit of diplomacy this year. That leaves 4 in reserve. I am so glad we picked magic. You don't even know. Let me see what other people say. Diplomacy will help us assert position. We should plan to build a shrine. I'd love to. Often it's better to concentrate magic. Leave some in reserve. Got it. It'll be easier to convince other clans if we have Diplo. Got it. We need a shrine to Cenala Roy. Do I need to convince multiple clans, or is this a one-off? The clan mood is worried. Members of the clan ring are personally popular. Try to get some more allies. There is only a certain number that we can get, but yeah, you're not wrong. Once more, the question of kingship sets your people at each other's throats. Some influential folks say that Beren and Redalda, rightful heir to King Beren, founder of your tribe, should pursue his royal prerogatives. This faction, the Royalists, want the Builders to assert command over the other Beren Telly clans, who regard the throne as purely ceremonial. The opposing faction, calling themselves Realists, say that is impossible. The time of kings has passed, they argue. Survival demands attention to more pressing matters, like feeding ourselves, and readying for the coming onslaught of chaos. This rift threatens the clan morale. There is nothing to discuss. No point in arguing until we find the Regalia. I kind of agree with her. Spirits cry for an empowered crown. They must cease and desist. If we don't make him king, we'll all die. Okay. I could carve a new and beautiful throne. All right, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Redalda needs 3 pieces of lost Regalia to conduct a true rite and acknowledge his king. All right, let's try to sway them. I like that he liked that one. The Crown Spurners said that the ring needs challenging. Colvale said it would have been easier to deal with the controversy. We need that Regalia, man. I have fantastic news about Hanth. After years of hunting every possible animal, his ability at providing food puts him on the level of Navaria. Our earliest ancestors, who Redalda gave her milk blessing to, are proud of him. Aww. Aww, they're proud of him. Heroic food. There you go. Alas, chaos continues to worsen. Many of the deer are covered in slime. If we had a shrine to the Storm Bull, we could gain his chaos fighting magic. Yeah, we need to do something about that. I don't suppose I can build another one. We can't have slime deer. This is... I really hope there's a good payoff to this, or I'm gonna feel so foolish. We are spending so much on this and getting nothing. We could shrink this shrine, because I can rebuild it. Actually, am I able to do that? Yeah, I could reduce. If we reduce this, I assume that means that we could increase the size of the other one. I'm gonna do it. Our food situation is dire. We could ask for Inalia's Rudal blessing to provide in the future. We could also go outside the clan and rest for food. Okay. This time we're gonna eat the fish. You guys are welcome. Minnie said it was the best fish they ever tasted. Do we do anything else? No. Okay, before we do anything else, I think we better get the food stuff going. So let's sacrifice for Rudal 8 goods. Our sacrifice was favorably received. Saradin, I'm a proud father. I name my hale and healthy son Saratev, and hope he will follow in my footsteps, both as a worker of wood and seeker of truths. What greater mystery than of a new life? Lore keepers in Delisgard clan wish to worship at our knowledge temple. They are not feuding with us, so it's customary to allow this. They speak frankly of our perceived failings to our face and in the presence of others. Let's try to be peacemakers. Yes. Plus 14 goods. Afterwards, they gave us blank parchment and pens worth 14 cows. Okay. Fire season. So crops are growing. Spirits. Bro is going... Okay, we don't have our fishing currently. Bargain. Do it. Easily persuaded Heron to help the clan. Our sacred time rituals have been helpful, she said. The spirits showed our fishers the best spot, and they brought in food for the clan. Most of it was oarfish, but there was also a number of frogs. Oh my goodness, I can't get out of this. Our food situation is grave. We could ask for Dostal's sure shot blessing to starve off future trouble. We'll hope for the best. Hail, wise Regalia. My mission to slip through the hole in the world and ride alongside the magic stallion, Sharandar, was a success. Sharandar sent one of his children back to the present with me. This steed, son of Charandar, will strengthen my sword hand. This magnificent golden horse will also give me Redalda's gift of clever politicking. After I die, my descendants will gain the same benefit when riding it. Well, remember when I took her off the clan? I kind of feel like we need to rearrange and get some more food gods on our circle. We really are just not getting out of this food problem. Okay, we could sure shot again. I guess we'll try. So sure shot, 8 goods, go. Received our blessing. The moment arises when the clan to seek Reda, a skillful rider of horses, a devotee of the goddess Redalda, placed on the ring. Okay, wow, so they want to put her on there. So the people who are getting events, they really want to be on the ring. That makes sense, I suppose. As a mortal, Redalda reshaped the clan and prepared to survive the coming darkness. As that darkness grows worse, her supporters say, we must grant her accomplished devotee a spot on the ring. Many point to Colvale as failed advisor. She would easily outshine. I mean, to be fair, she never really has good advice. Her love of risk and danger would ill serve us. Eat me first. All right, we'll put her on the ring. People cheered. Our rider ancestors who appreciated Reda's ability to deal with outsiders gifted us with magic. All right, it is Earth season. Let's take care of that before I forget. All right, so people are mad at her. You're here for your leadership, which you never seem to use, so you are the weakest link. Goodbye. All right, and they want Reda. Reda. Where you at, Reda? Reda. combat is excellent. Her diplomacy is renowned. I feel like that's not a bad choice. Diplomacy. Okay, yeah. Maybe having some better diplomacy will be helpful. We have a lot of diplomacy on the ring, actually. You're here for your magic. You're here for combat. You're here for bargaining. I feel like our skills have grown really fast. You're here because you're in an event, and you're here because of Trickster. I guess that's fine. What was your god? Redalda. I don't double up, have I? Shaman. Mark. Saris. I feel like the dead god is not helping me. I kind of want, I don't know, some food. What could we even put on here? We don't even have a cow goddess worshiper. Yeah, so even if I wanted to put one on my thing, I couldn't. Okay, well, I feel less stupid because that's not really my fault. Okay, but we are at 4 hours and my voice is definitely flagging, so that's going to be episode 1. I'm a little disappointed we had a crash, but in this game that's not going to be overly relevant. It's going to autosave every turn, but just a little odd. This isn't exactly a new release or anything, so a little surprising there. If you enjoyed this, as always, a like is really appreciated. That tells YouTube that gamers of discerning taste, just like you, might like this content. That's how the channel grows. If you're not subscribed, I hope I've earned your subscription. I'd love to have you back for this playthrough. I don't know if we're going to do this every single stream. We might mix in a little bit of variety depending on how it's doing. My plan right now is that this will be our main game. So as long as the viewership stays strong, we'll mainline it. So I will be back on Sunday afternoon with the next episode of this. Sunday I play a little bit by ear. Usually it's between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. my time when I get that posted. That's kind of my morning off since I basically record all Saturday. Beyond that, if you want to support the channel, you can always leave a super thanks on a video or VOD, join me live for a super chat, consider becoming a member on the channel. That gets you early access to videos I'm working on. If all goes according to plan, we're going to have a new series that I'm recording tomorrow. I'm going to do Solar Expanse, so a little bit of space logistics and building, a little something different than what we've been doing lately, so it should be pretty fun. The first episode of that should go up tomorrow, probably afternoon, maybe early evening. Beyond that, you can always join my Discord. It's free to join. I do an @everyone before I go live, so if YouTube doesn't tell you when I'm going live, you can get notified there. If you want to join to talk, but you don't want the notifications, you can always mute the announcement channel, and then you won't get those. Finally, if you want to give a tip to the channel, I also have a Patreon linked in the channel info. All right, guys, this has been 6 Ages 2. I'm really excited to get back into the swing of things. And we picked normal difficulty, and I am starving to death. So I'm excited for the struggle, and I hope we can overcome it because I'm a little bit worried. I don't have a good answer to this, and I don't see it getting better. So, yeah, and that's with our bountiful game. So maybe if you have some ideas, leave them in the comments about how we could fix our food problem. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you enjoy.